Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that we introduce the brand new intro music for the Cool JDM show. Please.
Well, hello and welcome to the Cool JDM show, streaming live on Pacific Coast Auto.
But Abs,
what up?
Just how cool is it?
Man, so cool I describe it as frigid, cooler than a penguin soaking in an ice bath.
Damn, that's cool.
Yep, you're right about that. Cooler than a Fonz, fixing an appliance with nothing more than a smack to the side of it. I'm talking cooler than cool, cooler than a February cannonball into a pool. So cool, indeed, so cool that it's cold.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Cool JDM show.
And there we have it, the new intro song to the Cool JDM show. We have been working on that for 6 or 8 months, and glad to finally have it on the show. So from now on, we're going to be opening the show with that each time. And we do have an outro song as well, done by the same people. And
So you watch the whole show.
yeah, you got to watch
no
it
outro
all the way
shot.
to the end in order to see the outro. No skipping ahead, that's not allowed, because we want to
Yeah.
make sure that we get those view rates up, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm Derek Weldon from the Cool JDM show, your main and most popular host.
True.
We also have, I don't know who's second most popular.
I am Mike
Leave
Dennis
it up-
of the Cool JDM show, the least popular co-host.
We can leave it up to the chat. We also got Max, or
Hello.
Maximilian, his full name. He's on the soundboard and the producer of the show. And we've got Grant as well, who
Howdy,
we only
howdy.
gave a microphone so that he can shoot us down. And he will be trying to shoot me down later on a video game related subject.
Grant
That is
takes
what I'm here
great
for.
Pleasure. Yeah, great pleasure.
Yeah, Grant's the kind of guy who actually...
I know. So many people walk around every day wrong, and it's his job to help them.
You know, it's perfect though. Him being a sales rep, he gets to help the customers out, and he gets to actually, but instead of doing it live, which might create some friction, he does it in an email, which can always sound really nice.
Yeah,
You know,
perfect
it's a
job.
heavy burden, but I do my best.
Okay, so in today's show, we've got a ton of fun things. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we will talk about Japanese people throwing beans at their dads.
Yes.
Sales at PCA had increased 1 year, actually more than 1 year, 20% year over year. We will talk about that.
Surprise.
And then-
Pikachu face.
Opposite side of the spectrum, PCA almost shuts down because Derek is a poor boy. And a slightly stupid boy too. Why you need, this is for you, Mike, a mighty boy in your life.
Weird pause between
Yep.
Mighty and Boy, but yeah, okay.
And then our wishes for Forza Horizon 6, which will be coming up pretty soon. Japanese snack tier list. We've got a new one, which is actually in my bag at the moment, and I didn't put it on the table. So if there's somebody in the background listening to this, please hand me my bag. Do not go into my bag, though. You never know what you'll be able to pull out there. And then at the end of all of that, we've got this extra spicy Q&A, because today we will be talking about the problems with PCA and the good things about PCA, but people want to know about the problems because that's the spicy part. Pass that. Thank you.
Movie magic, not music magic.
And then at the end, the outro as well.
Yeah. Boom.
It's also green. And
Oh,
we use a green screen, so
Is it invisible?
The vanishing,
it is
the
invisible.
vanishing snack.
It's
no. How does he do it?
I didn't think about that. They do have a pink boxed version, but that's the strawberry version of this.
yes.
So I guess they get to see the nothing version of it. There you go.
PCA version. Cool JDM show sponsored merch.
Yeah, for all the merch that, sorry for holding your hand there, Mike. For all the this one here was picked by Max. He says it's S tier. We can fight about that
Okay.
Oh, we will,
when we get to there.
because I strongly disagree. Anyway, moving right along.
I don't strongly disagree. I mildly disagree. Warmly disagree. Okay, so the first segment here is the industry talk segment, and this is going to be chock full of what we couldn't get through in the last episode. So the last episode was PCA from 2008, the beginning, until 2016, like an 8-year span of what sort of things happened in those years, what has changed in those years, and a confessional of all the things that we've never talked about. We did in the last episode talk about things we have never mentioned publicly,
Yeah.
and because the statute of limitations had come up, then we can now talk about those things.
Yay.
Mildly. without causing too much complaints. And I did wonder in the last episode if we said anything that could potentially get us into trouble, right?
Did you rewatch it to make...
We do the show live. We say things that can no longer be edited out, and then potentially it goes out into the world, and then you never know what happens with that. We did talk, not badly, badly, about some people, and I wondered if it actually got through to those people. I would suspect not, but you never know.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough people watching the show to... well, not that people would pick it up immediately and it would be widespread, but it may eventually get back to the people who know who they are, who did bad things.
I checked the internet, and thus far there have been no complaints.
So if you would like
you
to
were worried
start
about that,
some
weren't
drama, go ahead and share last week's episode along with this episode.
Right. Okay, so in this part 2, we're going to be picking it up from the 2016 mark, and we got a bunch of notes of things that have happened in the world of small business run by me.
All these, the ones grayed out are ones we talked about.
That's
also,
right.
Greg O said, "Ouch, Mike." I don't know what that means. Am I talking too loudly? Maybe. What? Am I missing a joke here?
No, there was a joke. It never came out of my mouth because my filter stopped at first.
Dang,
so this
I don't
early
like
in
when
the
that
show,
happens.
yeah, I know, I get it. This early in the show, we still have filters. Okay, so
Weird.
starting in 2016 August is a breakthrough time. This is the first video that we ever posted on our channel that comes in the now infamous PCA lot. Because it was 2016, 8 years into being in business, that we actually got our own car lot. Until that point, we bought the cars from auction, shipped them to the port, and if you recall in the last episode, there was an issue where other exporters had told us, complained to us against the port, saying, they can see my cars there. This person, I'm allowed to complain about because he's not in business anymore. At least who we think it was. Pretty sure. And then, so as a result, we got our own car lot. At this time, we were still not making money for the company, so it was more money than we...
More expense, yeah.
Wow.
I was still getting paid 150,000 yen per month.
That's
So
about the rent of the lot,
$1,000 a month.
right?
Yeah, about that. And there you have it, our first video. And actually, that camera's looking okay. We have upgraded the cameras and everything since then.
This is...
Actually, now that I look at it, the rolling shutter is horrific.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say, Mike?
I missed the point when you went from point-and-shoot camera to proper...
Yeah, I actually don't know when it was. Like, probably 3 years before this.
Yeah.
Went to a mirrorless SLR. It was a Olympus OMD EM5, which I liked a lot. And then I got the sequel to that, the EM5 Mark II. And then after that, we got the Lumix GH5.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we got a Sony...
Alpha?
The Sony and the Lumix we bought at the same time, actually. And that was only like 4 years ago. But then the Sony turned out not to be good for video, so we got the Panasonic, the GH5. And then recently got the GH7.
Which is
and
awesome.
It is an amazing
Yes.
camera. And absolutely love it.
Nerds!
You're not wrong.
Rightfully so.
Max and I both are totally into cameras.
I know. It's fun, though, because I have no idea what any of it means. I'm just like,
Those are just
okay,
the model numbers for
looks
the cameras.
good. Yeah, but the rolling shutter and the whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah, whatever. At this point, you can see we are doing the translations of the sheets, and it was so cool to have our own lot, finally.
Yeah.
And we used to shoot all of the videos in the lot because we used to have space, and it didn't take long before we constantly had too many cars to shoot in the lot, and so therefore shot them on the road.
Yeah.
And it's been 6-7 years since we've been shooting them exclusively on the road.
Yeah.
Which, honestly speaking, is a little bit stupid. I want to buy this
Yeah.
car from Japan, and this company shoots the videos on the road in front of a park. So it's long overdue that we want our own place. The problem is we live in an area that is just... Japan has a lot of people. It's very expensive here, and I don't want to travel 45 minutes or an hour away from the ports and away from where I live to go to work.
Yeah.
So
I will say
ups and
that
downs of business.
on very, very, very rare occasions, the lot may just be empty enough for a car to be shot in the lot. But it's usually like 1 or 2, and then the lot is immediately full again.
Right.
So
And then I start thinking, like, if people are used to a full lot and they see a lot that's empty, are they thinking we're going out of business?
It's mainly when like dealers or customers, if we have too many customers, if we have enough customers who are sending cars to the port directly and not getting us to shoot full reports, then
right.
But it's very rare that.
Or if customers decide to buy cars that don't break.
I was going to say, yeah, broken cars are the other thing. Then
I also wonder, like, there's Paul in the background there. You can see him with a camera around his neck. I also wonder, like, the lot can hold approximately 20 cars, 21 if we were tight with our car sorting. A lot of people probably think that that's the extent of our business. And then a few times I went to the port to shoot at a different port that we were allowed to post. And I said, take a look at our cars. And there's over 100 cars sitting there waiting for export.
Yeah.
And it's just like car after car after car. It's like people don't get to see that because it's almost always these videos are going to be shot in our lot.
Yeah.
Which currently has a Evo 7, an R32, an
NSX,
two NSXs.
That's very cool.
Small, okay, first hot take. The person who bought those two NSXs never paid for one of those NSXs.
Oh. And got it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
So a lot of times we'll get this thing where our dealers will be like, don't you trust me? I've been in business with you for a long time. I'm always paying you on time. Trust me, ship the car. And then it turns out that like the only people who have ever really hurt us financially
those people
were the people that we trusted.
Yeah.
And it's happened repeatedly. Like, even if you're the best person in the world, if your business goes out of business and has no more money, someone's got to hold that bag. Yeah. And it has turned out to be us a few times. And so, yeah, one of those NSX, not one of those NSXs, but that same customer didn't pay
I think
for.
It was RX-7 in the end, right?
I don't know. The price was about 3 million yen, which at that time this is probably when you first started, was
before
it's hard to lose 3 million yen.
Yeah.
When you're not super rich, when you're Derek the poor boy. Yeah, so there we have it. I guess we don't have to watch this video all the way through.
It wasn't an NSX, Greg, but it was that same customer who bought those NSXs.
And they bought a clone of a Type R once. One of the coolest cars I've ever seen.
NSX Type R?
Yeah.
Wow.
Had like a roof scoop.
It was the white one that we just saw.
Oh, it was that white one. Very cool car. Okay, so it was at this time that like we were trying to get YouTube to be more. If you recall in the last episode, we talked about how because we had to remove all the videos, YouTube suddenly wasn't sharing as many of our videos anymore, and this was hurting our advertising. As we said, we're now at like a third of the amount of views as we got back in 2016 to 2018. And so we were hoping we would get the lot. This would give us more flexibility on what we can do, more time now, because we don't have to go all the way to the port to shoot those reports.
Yep.
And so this is going to be our breakthrough to become popular again on YouTube. And unfortunately, it never really happened. YouTube was getting better. These walk-around videos are, the purpose of them is to show the condition of the cars to the people who bought them, not to show to the people who are looking for entertainment. And so it was this time.
I was about to say they're definitely not made for entertainment purposes, but they are entertaining to a very select group of people.
Right. And so we decided because that was hurting us so much, we would take our first steps in trying to make entertaining videos. And so we decided to make a channel, and some of you have asked about this because our new channel, the Drives Japan channel, wasn't a continuation of our old channel that we started here. Mm-hmm. We started a channel called Let's Drive Japan, and we wanted to do something like the Matt Farah videos where you would drive odd cars and talk about them. It didn't come together very well for various reasons, but we thought that this was the best way to get our advertising out because it's a little bit different. You know, at PCA, we didn't want to do the regular path of just paying for, like, advertising and stuff like that. We really never have. I'm not saying that we won't in the future, but we never really, done traditional advertising. The YouTube has carried the weight, and for the rest of it, it's word of mouth from our buyers, which is great. It's great that people like us. And
someone said the broadcast is live, the podcast is not. No one will respond. All good. Yeah. We are live. We can read, and thank you for being a customer a subscriber for the past 8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is all live.
We do
can
these live
see and-
once a week, and then they will be posted as podcasts.
Oh, maybe he means
after
the
that.
video that's in the background is not live. That is not live. No.
Yeah.
We are not in two places at the same time.
Could they hear that video? You had it muted, right?
I had it muted.
Okay, so there weren't two Derek's speaking at the same time.
No.
I like watching the old videos like we did in the last episode to see what I was like on camera
Yeah.
or what I looked like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's funny. We wanted to make the more excellent content. We started this series called JDM Auction Hunters, and this was going to be like each episode we would buy a car from auction, we would showcase the car, we'd do something interesting. A lot of those ideas are still going to be used like on the Drives Japan channel. It's just that like this has always been a struggle for us. We've got our core business of selling cars, which makes us good money. And then if you use time on creating these videos, it doesn't necessarily guarantee you money. Exporting a car, you put in 4 hours, you're pretty much guaranteed that certain amount of money, but you can put in unlimited hours into YouTube, and if your videos aren't going to become popular, then you get paid nothing for that.
Correct.
And every YouTuber that's coming up is doing the same struggle. They're grinding, like sometimes more than 40 hours a week for 5 years and making no money at all. And it's just the reality of it. And this is why the channels have never really done very well. It always seems like work has to take precedence over the video stuff. At that time, most of the production was done by our sales rep, Andrew, which had sales to do. And then we were doing it like fire from the hip style, right? Like, let's try this. Let's throw this stuff against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And since then, we have really taken it more seriously for the Drives Japan channel, and we're hoping that it is more popular than this past channel.
Well, it's Max's full-time job too. That's
we
Max's-
hire somebody for a full-time job for that.
Max doesn't do
Almost
sales.
full-time.
I was going to say you do help with like pickups and drop-offs and car.
And we will talk about some of the stuff that's pulling him away. I don't know if you've gone over the docket today.
I'm doing it live.
See, we're still firing
love
from
it.
the hip.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, here's Paul and I at the auction, looking awkward because we're still not comfortable on the camera. This intro in particular was really bad. I think the video itself was all right.
It got 16,000 views.
9 years ago.
At that time, it was maybe there weren't many people doing videos at auction, but the USS logo was cut out. I would have liked to have seen that thing. Paul had his bag on his shoulder. It would have been nice if he was able to.
At this time, this was before when USS was doing their big crackdown.
Yeah.
And they didn't explicitly say that you can't film.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear something?
No, not really.
Okay.
So we were at the auction. This was the video was split into 3 parts. There was like searching for the cars, then like buying the cars, showing the cars, and then going on a road trip. I think great idea, and I think the video.
So the idea was to buy a car on the day.
We bought 2 cars.
Oh, you did?
Actually, movie magic did a bit, because you can't buy the car and then drive the car. And if you're
on dealer plates,
we didn't have dealer plates at this time.
Oh, okay.
This is before dealer plates.
Right.
And, we were making fun of, not making fun of, we were being critical of the Mighty Car Mods for driving on someone else's plates. We drove on someone else's plates here. We actually intentionally bought cars that had plates on them so that we could drive them.
Yeah.
And then if we ever got caught or had troubles, we'd be like, oh, we were transporting the cars.
Yeah.
It's a very easy thing to do, but it's not the right thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like you're guaranteed to get in trouble, but you are taking a risk.
Yeah.
I miss my cappuccino.
So cool.
And this channel lasted, I think, for from February 2017 until I think halfway through 2018. You can go back and watch it. I don't really think any of it's super good, except for maybe that the JDM Auction Hunters one is all right. The other ones are just us driving the cars, and
Wow, the S660 is so old already.
yeah, that was when it was brand new. Also, we drove the Mazda Roadster when it was brand new. It's been out for 9 years now, the ND.
Damn.
Hard to believe, right?
I drove that RX-7 from Omoshiro. That exact one,
Oh,
the
yeah.
silver one. Unless they have 2 silver ones, but yeah. We did the R34.
That was pretty
and
cool.
RX-7.
Omoshiro, we went to them and we were like, hey, I wonder if we can like pay you for a car rental, but instead of renting one car, we can just rent a car for 15 minutes and then you can swap to whatever cars you have available. It doesn't matter. Like anything that's not rented out that day, if we can swap to that, we'll just pay for everything. And if you want a little extra money, we'll give you a little extra money for this because we know we're asking for something weird. And they came back and said, if you're doing promotional videos for us, you can drive all the cars for free.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And like, Omoshiro car, very nice to us and allowed us to do all of that for free. I gave this hot take time. I gave the same offer to what's that other one? Fun to Drive. He was not as keen to help us in any way, and he wanted to be very particular about what we were going to say on the videos. He wouldn't let us borrow more than one car, so we would have to do a trip and do a maximum of 2 cars for that. And he was very vocal about all of the more famous YouTubers that have come and talked about his cars.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are
Yeah.
some people in business who think that they can succeed in business by being cutthroat, and that's different from the way that I handle business. And if you're that type of person, then I really don't want to have any business relations with you. So we didn't push it at all. He also asked for my resume, and I'm like, why do you want my resume? I've just been working at PCA, and he sent me his resume for some reason. And at this job, when
Here's
you
all the
hire
cool
people,
stuff
you get
I've
to
done.
see people's resumes when you're hiring people, and you get an idea of what
Yeah.
resumes should look like. And it very much looked like a little bit of this.
Yeah. Or a
Did the
lot
camera?
of this.
Did the camera see that?
I sure hope so.
It did.
Oh, yeah, it did.
And the guy that is his assistant works 7 days a week there. Like, sure, it's a cool job. It's a cool job, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tangent.
We also, as a company, have to compete against other companies. And when other companies take advantage of their employees or do things that I consider a little bit shady, they get a competitive advantage because of these things that is not fair because they're taking, like,
They're
the
doing a bad
advantage
thing to get a
comes
good
from
thing. Yeah.
taking advantage of people.
Yeah.
And that's just not right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Omoshiro has become extremely famous now, I think, and a
think
much
both-
bigger business.
Oh,
than,
you think
I
it's bigger than
so.
Fun to Drive now?
Have you seen the range of cars that Omoshiro has now?
They
They've
must
got
have over 100 cars there.
multiple locations everywhere. They used to just be in that lot. And Alex in the chat said that EF7 and PP1 said he rented from Omoshiro because of your videos. And
Oh, that's cool.
I think I did too.
I
because
really hope that people watch that and because how nice he was. He didn't have to do that for free.
They were lovely.
We were
Yeah.
like, we got money. We can pay for this because
Yeah.
we're making content about it. And he's like, actually, what he said is, you can rent the cars for free. You just got to pay for the gas. And then at the end, I'm like, how much do you want for gas? He's like, you know what? You can just have it. So
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah.
cool.
Very nice.
They treated us amazingly when we were there too. We had some problems. We got stuck in traffic, and we were worried that we wouldn't get back in time for the return date. And we called them and we said, like, I'm sorry, we're in some trouble. And he's like, oh my God, what's happened? What's wrong? What's wrong? Do we need to call the police or the ambulance or something? And I was like, no.
Their first thought is you crashed.
Well, yeah, but right, that. But also, he was like, "Do you need help? Like, can we help in some ways? That why you're calling us?" And we're like, "No, we're just stuck in traffic, and we don't know if we're gonna return the car in time. We're doing our best. We might make it, we might not." And they're like, "Oh, no problem." And then we got there, and we were like, "I know you have like a late return fee or something." And he's like, "No, it's all right. You guys were just in traffic. Don't worry." So yeah, super lovely
Very
guy.
Nice. Yeah.
And they've had some difficulties with people coming and renting their cars and then crashing them a lot. And they've got videos because all the cars had drive recorders. Great idea. And tons of their cars get crashed and they have to be repaired.
That seems like one of the... To own that business, you must be so worried because people see Japan as a fantasy land. Like the people who are renting an RX-7 and a GTR.
Yeah.
they think street racing, not all of them, but a lot of them are going to be like, street racing is awesome, and I'm here in Japan for a short amount of time, and I'll take advantage.
Not my
and then
car, not my license.
I don't know how to drive.
You just have
You don't
international
drive
license.
a car quickly until you know the car. And most of these people only know their car, or they don't know a car that's that fast or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would sketch me the F out.
Yeah.
If I were renting cars and then buy a car,
Yeah.
maybe you'll come back.
And then, so Alex said, the reason why I wanted to mention this is Alex said the Fun to Drive car was much cleaner, and that's true, but at one time they used to allow free tours, like free drive.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do anymore. I think it's only
I'd be
tours.
surprised if they did. It's honestly the better business decision to do.
Yeah.
I think.
But if you're looking for a real experience to be able to drive a car in Japan,
Or
you
for
just don't
multiple
get that.
days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little bit of a shout out and plug for Omoshiro. Great people.
Yeah, I certainly
really
thought
enjoyed
so.
them.
And at least that's my experience, right? Sometimes you'll have a good experience, sometimes you'll have a bad experience at an otherwise good company. So I don't want to be throwing Fun to Drive under the bus. I think it's great what they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to the next one, and this is something we have never made public before, and it's a little bit of a
Juicy.
right. This is maybe the juiciest thing that we're going to talk about, and it was a very sad and hard time. In the last episode, we talked about how that forum owner had a vendetta against us and tried to destroy us. Mm-hmm. That was very difficult. This is right up there in terms of difficulty for us. So at this time, we were small. We continue to be a small company. We're 8 staff now, but we had 5 there, but we couldn't really afford 5. We could afford 4, and we had 5 because I hired 2 sales reps when we didn't need one, in hopes that, well, maybe we'll make more sales, and we didn't really. So, the end of the year 2017, we've got me, Naoko, the office manager. We've got Paul. We've got Andrew. It was just the 4 of us.
Oh, Ayako as well. I don't know if she was
Ayako
still...
at this time wasn't. She was working at her school.
Oh, right.
And the end of the year comes, and we had bought cars up to a certain point, and then the end of the year comes, and the auctions, at this point, we didn't have our USS or JU or any auction licenses. We were buying from AutoServer, and we were buying from another company, like another export company, right? But we're buying mostly through AutoServer, because if you buy through that other export company, it costs you a lot more, like more than twice as much. So you're not making any money if you buy through that company.
Yeah.
We had a limit from AutoServer of up to $100,000, so we could spend it any time, and then you got to pay that all back within 5 days.
Not that much, surely. 100,000.
We did at that time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we don't even have that now. Okay.
Partially because of this reason,
Okay.
Mike.
Right. Sorry.
So we
I
bought
didn't know that.
And at this time, and this is different now, we were... so we buy the cars from the auctions for the customers. The customers pay us. And at that time, we took that money to pay for the auctions. We, for the most part, didn't have the money to pay for the cars if the customer didn't come through with payment. And so you probably remember at the beginning of you starting working here, it was very much I can't pay for that auction because I'm waiting for the payments to come in.
Yeah.
Now we are much more financially healthy, and we don't have to worry about that so much. We bought some cars in December, and 10 people didn't pay for their invoice before the end of the year. Now, we always shut down on December 23rd. This gives us time to get all of the invoices paid before the New Year's, because the New Year's are closed for 4 days, and all the banks are closed, and the auctions are closed, and everything. We had so many customers not pay before the New Year holiday, we couldn't afford to cover anything. So we called ASNet and said, we're getting this money for you on the first day back from holiday, but we can't afford to pay for these before then, which means we'll default on these 4 or 5 cars. Like, we can pay for these ones, but we can't pay for these ones. And they said, well, you need to get the payment in or you're in trouble. So we obviously couldn't get any money. It's not easy to get loans here in Japan. We couldn't get money from overseas because I don't really have a lot of options. Like, you grow up with a poor family, it's not like, hey, here's 50 grand that you can spend on these and I'll wire you over in a few seconds.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing pretty good in business. We had one dealer customer at this time. Starts with a C. Do you know who it is? I used to shoot pictures for him. and he was buying half of our cars. And as a result of what happened, he ended up deking out, and our sales took a huge hit this time.
He wasn't one of the people who didn't pay for their cars, was he?
He was always very good. But
Yeah.
I explained the situation to him, and he was understanding of the situation, but also like now that he knew more of how things actually worked with the payment of things, he wasn't very happy about when he pays for his cars, that money may or may not go toward his cars, and he thought it was a little bit of a risk. Of course,
Fair enough.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Fair enough. And we're still friends, and we talk fairly frequently.
Yeah.
Really sucked. AutoServer at that point said, okay, you didn't pay for these invoices come January, and we're not going to give you any leeway for this situation because they're very strict with money. Understandable. They said that we are going to ban your company for 3 months, and we are going to lower your amount that you can pay on credit from 10 million yen down to
3.
3 million yen.
Because when I came in, it was always 3. And that's why I remembered it.
Keep in mind, if we buy through AutoServer, we pay a set amount, $200 per car or something like that. If we pay through this other company, it's like $400 per car. And
Yeah.
if our profit per car is somewhere around $600, you're taking away a third of your profit. It's impossible to break even. We were barely breaking even at this time, and we were overstaffed. And one of the guys that worked with us, Paul, who might be watching right now, I'm not sure if he watches, he has watched the show, and he emailed me and he's like, hey, I saw your new show and stuff.
Cool.
He was in the US at the time, going home for holidays, and I sent him an email and I was like, things are rough. I will not be able to stay in business if we continue to hire, and I'm sorry about the situation. We have to cut you from the company. And he was at least publicly quite gracious about this. He never went and complained about anything, which thankfully, absolutely, if you tell somebody they're fired, they could be pretty upset about that and let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
And so we were down to one sales rep, and absolutely, we would have gone out of business if it weren't for getting rid of him, which is a hard decision to make.
Yeah.
And I don't think Paul ever really understood the dire straits of that, because when you get fired, there's no guarantee that the company's going to be honest with you.
Sure.
Right? They could say that, like, how many times has someone gotten laid off and the company is like, yeah, it's for financial reasons. Meanwhile, the boss is making more money than he's ever made before.
Yeah.
Right? And so as an employee in that position, you don't know if that's true. You just assume it's probably not true. You see how many sales go through. You don't see all of the numbers. You just assume, yeah, the company's probably doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And we were very much not doing pretty good. My understanding is that Paul personally didn't believe that I fired him because of our financial reasons. There was a little bit of conflict between me and him in things like what we were doing for the videos and giving responsibility to other people. As a business owner, you start off with a business and a great idea, and the business grows because it's all you, right? And then as soon as you hire other people, they're now doing things differently from how you do it. And there's this moment where you have to start being okay with things not going as well as you planned them to go.
Or just differently.
And he was
right?
our first sales rep. And so I didn't know how to handle sales reps. And he had a master's degree, which if you've got a master's degree, you probably think you know what you're doing. And you probably know this, everyone here knows this, I'm pretty particular about how I run the company, which is different from how master's degrees will teach you. They'll say, this is how you make a profitable company. And I don't necessarily want it to be every decision makes the biggest profit.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of head bashing there, and I think we could have come out fine. There was no intention to ever fire him before this, but that's where we were at. And then the punch to the gut is the customer that was buying 50% of the sales pulled out.
Yeah.
And this was
3 bad things all at once. Bad things come in 3s, right?
more than bad things. So
There's more than 3? Okay, when it rains, it pours. You say.
It's not another bad thing, but I want to accentuate how much this was, how rough this was. coming to work is the most fun thing that I had ever done in my life because I love cars and I could see all the cool cars that we're exporting and poke around at them and do the video reports and talk to customers about all these cars that they might not know about. And this customer that pulled out, his typical car that he was buying, you probably know, right? All specialty cars, all super interesting. We're talking Lancia Delta Integrales, Renault R5 Turbos, Alpines. There was the odd Z3, but
super rare cars as well. Like one of
E30 M3 is like Mercedes-Benz SLS, all the cars that I love to see. So not only are we maybe going out of business for this, it's also like now all the fun that you're doing, sorry, we're taking that back as well. You get nothing.
Because of those cars at that point, it was like the first time you get to poke around in any of them, and these are
RS2,
extremely rare.
M5 wagon.
Yeah.
Like 5 M5 wagons, and we've never bought another one since there.
No.
Then. And to this day, this is something that very much upsets me. Like, we do have some excellent customers that buy interesting cars, but all he bought was interesting cars.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. He was a nice guy, and he was smart.
Great with money, too. Yeah. Well, I mean, not all customers are like that, you know? Like, sometimes, to put this into perspective of maybe some of our policies, we often get customers come back saying, hey, I've bought a car from you. Can't I just bid with no deposit this time? Or can't I'm sorry, I can't get the money to you right away. Can I have 15 days to pay or something like that? Whenever something like that happens, you're asking somebody else to front the cash for you.
Right. A free loan with no interest.
Right. Free loan, no interest, no risk as well, because we're taking on all of the risk, all of the challenges, all of the uncertainty. And then when it goes bad, it can go really, really bad because nobody else has skin in the game. It's purely just us. So if you are a customer and you're returning and you feel like, wow, PCA still needs a deposit from me, there are definitely reasons. We're not doing it to be bad people. It's often just to protect our own hides in case something does go wrong, rather than taking on all of the responsibility and then being let down by other customers. So, which doesn't happen very often, honestly. It's rare that people can't come through with
I think probably 5 times or so somebody had to have their deposit taken away because they just didn't pay.
Yeah,
that most recent one, oh my God, we talked about it on the show.
Yeah, that was weird.
Very weird. And then, so this year was the next year after 2017. So the 2018 year was the first year that our sales ever fell. We were used to seeing a increase in sales from 10 to 15% year over year. Things were going up. We were doing really good. And then, beep, sales fall. And that's because we lost that dealer. Now, keep in mind, he was 50% of our sales. We ended up signing a bunch of new customers throughout that year, which is really good. But even so, they couldn't make up for it. And so our sales fell, and it was only 1%, and it was symbolic more than anything. Yeah. Right? It's like, I want to continue making sales, and now you'll never get that wiped off of your record. Right? Yeah. We had a year of lost sales. Yeah. Sucks.
And that was 2017.
2017.
Yeah. Just for context at the end.
Okay, so the next kind of important thing that happened was, I'm not going to get into all the details because it's personal things, but sales rep Andrew had to leave the company because of a personal reason, and he had to move back to the USA. Andrew had been somebody I worked with before as a teacher. I thought he was a good employee, and this happened in June of 2018, so not too long after the Paul incident, and or the ASNet incident. I shouldn't call it the Paul incident, right? No. The auto server saying, you're now not going to make any money because your customers didn't pay.
I didn't realize, well, you can go on before I say that.
Mike starts in June 2018, so barely after this issue, we get Mike.
Yeah, that was the overlap because I was working with Andrew when I first arrived, and he was training me to.
That's right. For how many months did you work with Andrew?
It was like 2 weeks or one or 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And he had to go back soon.
Yeah, like I had the interview and started like within 1 or 2 days, and then it was like I think a couple weeks of training or something, and then it was, yeah.
And then this is Mike's second time applying for the job, right?
First.
Really? I thought that you had sent us an email and said, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" Like a year before you got the job, and then I was like, "No, we're not hiring."
I had
And
always
you probably
thought of doing
can't.
that.
No, I'm pretty sure that you did.
I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure, Mike.
Find out next time. No, I never did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I
was in Hokkaido.
in my memory, I think that I recall, and I'm a little bit older than you, so this could be the Alzheimer's speaking, but I recall you emailing me, and I went, "Oh, well, we're not hiring anybody," and because you didn't, I don't know if I should say.
You say it, because I don't think it ever happened. But now,
Because
let me
you
check my emails while you're doing this.
Because you didn't have a 4-year degree, it's unlikely that you can work in Japan.
No, that was when I contacted you. You were unsure of whether I would be able to work here. But that was the first time. That was this time.
I could be misremembering.
Yeah.
I'll take it back.
Your first emails to me were like, well, when can you be in Japan? And I'm like, I'm in Saitama. I'll meet you tomorrow. And you're like, oh, okay. And then when we were talking, you were like, how are you going to get a visa? Because I was on a working holiday visa.
Yeah.
And I was like, as long as I can apply because my skills back in New Zealand, I'd done 5 years worth of import, export, logistics kind of business. And this is an export company.
Which is a lot of what we're doing here, right?
Right. So I had the experience, and through my research, I was fairly certain I would get the visa based on experience. Because if you don't have a 4-year degree, you need 5 years experience. At least at that time. I don't know if it's changed now.
10 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have like skilled people visas and everything like that. So that
for
wasn't
certain
around when I did
positions,
it.
right? Like elder care and construction, you can, if you don't have any.
Yeah, and they've got a point system now, which they never used to. But I was pretty sure I could get a degree, but it was a little bit up. Sorry, not a degree, a visa. But it was a little bit up in the air.
Right.
And you were...
boy, what a changing point in our company. This is where I'm going to start complimenting you. And so put a red filter on his face if you can.
Give me compliments. I said, give me compliments.
Hiring people is difficult. You have to kind of guess how good of an employee this person is going to be based on your 30-minute interview or perhaps several interviews of 30 minutes. But you don't truly know a person until you have worked with them for a while. And I, at this point, and maybe even to some extent now, am not really the type of manager that is really interested in telling people a lot of what to do or micromanaging or that sort of thing. In an ideal world, I would like everyone to just jump into my mind, find out what I want from them, and then go and do it. Obviously, that's not good as a manager. It turned out that Mike had a lot of overlap with me on how... what I wanted from him. He was very hands-on and took a lot of the challenges. Like, this is a chance for me to make an improvement. He cares very much about the satisfaction of the customers, which for me is nearly number one. And it's just for me, so relieving to have somebody that I felt like I could trust more than you would expect from an employee. Because employees are usually punch in, do the work, punch out is what your general expectation is. And if you're very lucky, you can get somebody who's like, I think I can improve this flow of how things work, or I think that this is how Derek would want me to do it, or I don't know. There's so many millions of things that Mike has contributed to the company, and he has been a very positive influence since then. And absolutely, from the moment that Mike got hired here was a turning point for our profitability, and we have been doing really well since then.
So I was going to say before, I never knew how... The time I started, I didn't realize how fresh all of that stuff still was. I thought it happened like at least a year ago. So I never...
Like you heard the stories, but never really clued in with the time frame.
Yeah. Other than obviously
so in
Andrew
an interview,
leaving,
we're like, we are a good company. You want to work for us? And then had we said in the interview, we almost went out of business 6 months ago. You want to work here?
Yes. I would have been like, all right. Yeah.
Right.
I think on that note, there's something I like to remember is that when hiring people, you can pay someone to do the work. You can never pay someone to care. It's it doesn't matter how much money you pay. You can never pay someone enough to care. They either care or they don't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Max.
What?
No, Max has the same thing as Mike.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know if I'm lucky or I'm skilled at picking people who actually care about things.
I think sometimes it's a roll of the dice.
It very much is. Absolutely. I think also, like, I feel like as an employer, I put out a feeling that I care about the employees, and you can't, as an employee, care about your company unless you've got that feeling. Like, if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, it's hard to care.
Yeah, it certainly lowers
yeah.
the bar, but some people are just hardwired to care about stuff. And, like, well, I mean...
Some people are better than other people.
No, it's... it can be very stressful, right? You know, as a business owner, you care about your business and you absorb all of that stress because of it. Some people do the same thing throughout their life with other things too. So, and
I gotta say too, like, people don't realize when you're the owner of a company, like, there's a lot of behind the scenes types of things that you as a company can't let out. Like, we're talking about things that have happened in the past that we can let out now, but at the time, of course, customers hear these sorts of things, they're not going to buy either. So you don't really have an outlet sometimes as the owner of a company to kind of either blow off steam or help make these decisions. And I think if you do have people like mentors or something like that, this can really help. But I've never really been the type of person to go out and seek out mentors or have them given to me. Like, if you grow up with a family that's fairly wealthy and has good connections, you get those fed to you. And this is one of the big things that help people come into their jobs that are otherwise scary, or I don't know how to do it, or something like that. I think the truth is anyone could do it. You just need to have the right package of people around you. And if you don't, you struggle. And if you've got enough resilience, then you can make it. So that's, I believe, our version of the story. We just fought through with resilience and being stubborn. Next, huge change in the company. 2018 July, a month after Mike
I didn't know
started.
this either. Really?
I could be a little bit off on this.
I'm sure I was using CIS right from the get-go. We were bidding,
Okay, so it happened roughly around the same time as we got full auction membership for the two most common auctions that we buy from, USS and the JU auctions, and through those we can bid on several of the other auctions. So now we were no longer dependent on buying under 3 million yen of cars per day at AutoServer. Now we could buy directly from the auctions, and this was our ramp up to profitability because now we're playing on the same level as all other car exporters. This is huge.
Not all other. There are still small ones that start
True.
cannot get their own auction license, and sometimes we're approached by them for help.
Right, but like, to be competing while making a third less money than everyone else, while you're still trying to be like, buy from us because we're good. It's really, you're at a huge disadvantage because having more money does make you more competitive. You can do more advertising. You can hire more people. You can have a better shop.
But often
you can buy cool inventory cars. You know,
with one generally comes the other. Like, you can't get an auction license right away without having the customers and the kind of the backing behind you to be able to buy these things. So
and there's there's real reason why you can't get a USS license. It's very, very difficult to get.
And expensive.
For one,
can be.
You have to apply. There's money involved in that. That's not too hard to come over. I don't know. I think it was like $1,000 or something like that to apply. You have to own land in Japan, which is really weird. You think of any other company or any other license that you can get for an auction. This is absurd. You have to own land. So the way we did it is we went to a realtor and we said, we need to own land. Show us your cheapest land. And they were like, there's land in Chiba. It's tiny. It's $500.
Done.
We bought, and we still own it, $500 of land in Chiba. It's actually like 120 square meters, and you're allowed to build a house on it, but it has no road access. It's literally a chunk of land. Because I don't think auction licenses are the only thing you need to own land for. No. I think this is just something that happens in Japan. If you're a landowner, you get special perks for certain things.
It's like that Scotland thing where they're like, if you want to become a lord, we will sell you a credit card-sized piece of land, and then that will be your little name, and you can be lord of credit card land.
Right. And so we bought some land, and it actually cost us like $3,000 in processing fees to get our $500 of land, which will never, ever be worth more than $500. It's kind of odd that we needed that. But alas, USS will trust us because, yes, you own that $500 of land.
You have played the game.
Weird.
Yeah.
120 square meters. It's like
It's not bad. You could go camping on it. You just
Yeah.
can't get there without walking on someone else's land.
otherwise we could have done like donuts on it.
We tried to find it once and we
Yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also you need to have a guarantor, and this is very popular in Japan. You need to have somebody else that will vouch for you, and if you don't pay your fees, then they get trapped. And this is how mortgages work. This is how all loans work. This is how so much stuff in Japan works. You need someone else that will cover you, because there isn't the same system of credit here as there is in North America. It has parallels, but really you need someone that's trustworthy to say, I will cover for this person.
Someone who
if he
already
falls
has
through.
money to help you.
And it's not an easy bar to pass if you don't know people, because they're like, to the average Japanese
citizens,
person, right? They have to be a Japanese. I think they have to be a citizen. To the average Japanese person, you have grown up hearing stories about how somebody guaranteed for someone else and ruined their life because it turned out that they didn't pay. And like they're always told through their upbringing, never ever guarantee for someone. So you need to find somebody in an uphill battle in Japan, who you probably don't know anybody.
As a young company.
Right. Vouch for me. I'm trustworthy. Like
Yeah.
if somebody asked me, I'd be like, no, I know how difficult it is to make money.
Yeah.
And so we eventually, after this is our 10th year in business, we finally were able to make an agreement, and we had a guarantor. And actually, USS requires you to have 2 guarantors, not just one. So we always thought, well, this is impossible. We had asked some family, and they were like, nope. I asked some friends, and they were all like, nope. Finally, we got somebody, and it turns out, and this is a little bit weird, if the person that guarantees for you is a lawyer or a doctor or a police officer or a judge, you only need 1 guarantor.
Because they are at the top of society's pecking order.
Weird rule, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So ours is a lawyer, and we ended up only needed 1. And then we got our license. And then we were now not one of the big boys, but at least in the same room. We were fully established at this point. And boy, did that feel good. It was almost like laughing how much more value that we got with each purchase now that we had our full license.
Yeah, it wasn't been drained by all the other
Right.
steps in the process.
It's like every month we were selling 20 cars just to pay for the profit of another company to let us bid.
Yeah.
And then like you watch all the cars go out and you're like, I'm not making any money on that one or that one or that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resilience. That's the theme of that era.
At this time, my wife still had the school and I was still coming in to cover classes every once in a while. It was very stressful at this time for me, right when you started, because I would come home and my wife's school was not making any money. It never did. It only lost money. And it's very stressful to have a school that's losing money or a business that's losing money.
Yeah.
And she would come home and she would need a vent time of 1 to 2 hours to get it out of her system until the next day. And then she would have more things to vent about. English schools for preschoolers are only for people who are fairly particular about the upbringing of their children, so very demanding parents, and then it's hard to hire teachers that care because you can't pay them an awful lot, and yada, yada, yada. It's difficult, very difficult school to run. Mm-hmm. It was not good to have to be a backboard for complaints when I was already having my own work problems to come home to, and yeah, this was one of the psychologically most difficult times for us was when that school was open. So thankfully for everybody, and my wife totally agrees with this, we closed down the school in April of 2019. So that's six years ago now. And was the feeling. It was just like, and then at that time she started working for us again, which is really nice because she does. If you're married to the person, you can trust them. At least hope you can. Yeah. And there are positions that I would prefer to have the full married to the person trust, even if I know I fully trust the other people. It's just like when it comes to money things or salaries or other things like that, it's just nice to know that they are on your side every step of the way. Not like employees are conflicting, but there is a natural level of employee-employer relations that are different.
If you're employing someone to do this, they have to have the experience of having done it before, because you're almost, in most cases, you're opening up a part of the company that nobody sees, and then they have full view of many things. They also have full access to many things.
Still terrified about that.
And when you hear about people siphoning money from companies they're in, accounting roles or finance roles or payroll roles, like, yeah, that's where that kind of stuff happens. So it is the most crucial, I guess, that you're able to trust the person.
We're an hour into the show now.
Are we gonna make it?
How should I move? Move fast? 2019 June. By this time, now the company was in a healthy position. We are now 1 year into having the direct access to USS and JU auctions, and we are making more money than ever before. So, of course, I go and spend some money. And I decided that we're going to start doing some inventory cars, which I have since rolled back on, and we don't currently do inventory, but we might again in the future. Inventory cars are nice because some customers want to know more about the car before they buy it, and the profit per car is higher. If your profit at auction is $700, $600, $500 per car, with what we do, inventory can be a couple grand because people are willing to pay more for the assurance of what they're going to get. It's natural.
We take the risk of purchasing the car at auction, and the risk is where you get the reward.
So I'm not going to talk too much about the inventory because we didn't follow through with it. But one of the cars I bought for inventory was a Mazda Roadster that had a wide body kit on it. And I was like, that should be easy to sell. And then I made the mistake of driving it.
You idiot! You never drive a Roadster if you don't want to keep it.
And I don't know if Mike remembers, but that car left a huge impression on me. The Mazda Roadster, this was an NA Roadster, is epically good to drive. It is one of the best cars ever made, hands down, and it epitomizes what I like in a car. I want a car that's fun with a lot of personality, that's not necessarily fast, that you can enjoy on the road. All my cars that I have are like that, right? Like the City, the Corolla, the Mazda Roadster. I love slow but fun cars. And then I didn't want to sell it.
I want to say a little bit of a story here because it's actually a very fun story. I know we're running out of time. I'll be as fast as I can.
Derek, it better be fun.
Derek bought the car as an inventory car. The reason why he drove it is because a longtime customer of PCA came to Japan, and Derek
let's go in the Toge.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're in Japan. Wouldn't it be awesome if you drove a car?
With the BB too.
2 cars. It was the BB and
the Roadster. Yeah. We did a overnight Toge trip. It was insane. We didn't finish until 4 a.m.
Yeah. And the reason why is because Derek took the Roadster. And I remember he came back and he was like, oh my God, this car is so good. You have to drive it. And I was like, I've never been a Roadster fan. So I was like, okay. Like, I'm into the JZX 90s, JZX 100s, the Skylines, all of those, the hot cars. And I was like, well, a Roadster doesn't really push my buttons. But I mean, sure, of course, I'm not going to turn down the opportunity to try driving a new car. We went out on a drive together, I don't know when, but it took like 5 minutes, and I was like, I get it. And we weren't even in the mountains. Later on, we planned a mountain trip, but yeah, that car was special.
So what did you decide then?
So Derek had already come to the office and be like, we're not selling that car. You're going to drive it, and then we're going to drive it, and then we'll drive it some more. I had
for a couple of weeks started planning our first endurance races. And we took so if you recall, we wanted to make YouTube our advertising arm for us. And I was still wanting to do that, and I was doing a little bit of my own video editing because we didn't really have enough money to hire another person and whatnot. Andrew was still working here, and he was doing some video editing and stuff like this. And I was like, duh. The idea came before realizing that whether it works or not. But the idea sounded really good on paper. Go endurance racing, and then record it for video, and then use it for promotion, and then do modifications to the car, and then see how much faster you get. This idea was in my mind, but I didn't really think that I could pull it off. But I did want to go endurance racing anyway.
The part we could pull off was going endurance racing in a road.
And I thought I'd do it as a one-off, right? And then if it worked out, then we would continue on with that sort of thing, which we have. And you can watch that on the Drives Japan channel, because now that we have a video editor who's been working here for 2 years.
I just want to say, this says 2019 June.
Yeah.
When we're releasing videos, obviously that went on for many years.
The 2019 video was released before I joined. So that was already 2 years
There were
behind.
12 videos for that preparation of the car. Now we put more into each video, though. It was like some of them were 6 minutes and washing the wheels or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The effort needed for these has blown up a little.
But the quality of the videos is top tier, I would think.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alex has said we need more videos on the Drive Japan.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
more videos
we will
soon.
talk briefly about why those videos aren't coming out as fast as we would want. It's a new reveal, so stay tuned for that. So we went endurance racing. The same guy that we went on the road, the Toge trip with, he came back and we did a 3-person endurance race. And it was my first time, my third time on the track, but my first time doing it like real racing, because everything else was time attack and it's just different. And it sucked me in big time.
Oh, yeah.
From that moment, I now rethought all of my video game driving. I turned all the assists off from that point, and I chose manual transmission for the first time, and I started figuring out gear shifts in the video game and giving the correct amount of throttle and brake, because without assist you can't just put the brakes on. You have to like give it a little bit of brake or right at the brake skid point.
Yeah.
And I just totally really liked the idea of how much brake do you give, how much gas do you give, how much gas do you give if you're turning this much compared to this much, you know?
When do you give gas?
It's just, it opened up Pandora's box, and I am stuck in it right now. So after we went endurance racing, we decided, let's continue doing this. And that event does 4 times per year. And we just from then for the next 5 years continued to do endurance racing. This year, because of reasons, we cut the endurance racing out. Or in 2025, we cut endurance racing out mildly. We will briefly talk about that. But the statute of limitations is not up for everything that is new and currently happening. So we can't say everything.
I see.
Shortly after that, actually not shortly after that, we don't have very much that happened after that that is worth speaking about. But in 2021, October, Grant started working here. Grant is our other sales rep.
Sorry, is this the time when I say something?
Grant, say something.
Correct.
That's Grant.
That's Grant. He was typing and doing work.
And some people have heard the story, but Grant came in for an interview for my wife's school, ended up turning down the job because teaching sucks.
Teaching kids at that age where you have to maybe change things.
The teachers would never do that part of it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the office staff would do all the diaper changes.
Oh, okay.
I love teaching kids, but most people are, no thank you. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Grant was one of those.
Grant, you got something to say?
Well, so I've got experience teaching elementary school kids. Preschoolers was not something I was looking to dip my toe into working with.
After
Yeah,
having
makes sense.
your own child now, do you feel like that was the right decision? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, thought I might know the answer to that.
It's funny, too. Some kids are angels, and some are so much more difficult. And when you have more than one kid, you get to realize that.
Yeah. It must be interesting having seen so many kids over so long, because you've taught kind of all ages, like
Right,
especially. Yeah.
Grant starts, and then 2021, sales are up 20% year over year for that year. Say it again.
You're welcome.
We had a big problem leading up to this point because we didn't have, and you probably remember this too, Mike, we would constantly have way more emails to the inquiry box than we could handle.
Yeah. They would often get over 100.
And some people were not getting emails until 5, 6, 10 days after they inquired. And we realized it was bad service, but what can you do?
There were several points before this where we had to just for a couple months be like, no new customers. We cannot. I'm sorry. Like, I know this sucks.
What a weird thing to do, right?
Yeah, just we had to decline
And a
business.
few times we had our customers, Ben Lantian for a short amount of time and James Potts for a short amount of time, were replying to our customers for us because they knew the job well
Right.
enough.
Yeah.
We were like,
Yeah.
can you reply to emails for a bit? I'll pay you money.
And,
And as soon as Grant came in, until now, we've been able to kind of keep up with that. We pretty much will reply to emails within rarely more than one day. Very rarely more than one day.
Yeah.
And 2022, May, our office manager Naoko left the company, which
Sad time.
it's an important role. And Naoko, we said compliments about her last episode, and after the episode, she was like, "Thank you so much for saying nice things about me."
Kako is amazing. Nobody
She's
is
very
ever-
good at her job, and a lot of the reason why is because the amount of care for the end result that she brings in.
Yeah.
She holds herself to a very high standard for making sure that customers get everything, and it can be very stressful for the person that's in charge of that, but the customers receive something that is reliable, and that's really, it's the glue that holds the company together.
Yep.
And it's hard to find somebody, like you said, that cares that much. And she had to leave, not because she necessarily wanted to leave, but her husband was moving overseas, and she ended up following him to America, because why not, right?
Yeah.
You work
For
in this
sure.
country for 3 years. I'll go. The company's
Yeah.
paying for your
Yeah.
rent and everything, and
Yeah.
like, it's a cool deal if you like traveling the world, and what a great experience that can be.
Very common for Japanese companies to do that, sending.
Especially
staff
once you get to a certain level of the company, and which her husband is.
Yeah.
And now it's like you need to find a new sales rep at this point. Not sales rep, pardon me, I said the wrong
Office
words. A
manager.
new office manager. Now you need to go interview people and hope that you can trust them. So we ended up getting a new office staff at that point, and we continued on. Next, 2022. Sales are up 20% year over year again. Put Grant's microphone on.
You're welcome again.
That was, this is the mega team, the Grant, Mike, and Derek. I was still doing sales, I think, at some of
Yep.
this point. We were kicking a lot of ass, going endurance racing. It was a time of PCA that I thought was an awful lot of fun. And I think
It was
it's...
right after COVID too.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
COVID
during
was-
COVID.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sales were during COVID. That was a tough time.
I was going to say, I worked alone occasionally with Derek, just sitting in the office by myself for like the first 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, because Naoko and I were working from home
Yeah.
for the most part, unless we had like pickups or drop-offs or
That was a
something.
pain in the butt.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's nice to have everybody back here together again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sitting in my apartment at 8 p.m. Doing wins and invoicing. Yeah.
Otsukaresama. 2023, March, Max starts. Now, this is only
Hello.
you're coming up on
Almost
your 3-year
3 years.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Max starts. We had so many of those racing videos, and it was bothering me because we never had enough time to edit them, and I didn't know how to edit them. So we put out a video that says, hey, if you know how to edit videos and you want to be part of our team,
We'd also had people doing it like part-time on and off.
we
Several
had picked
different
2 people.
No,
yeah.
before the interview for Max,
Yeah.
we had some, like
There
the
was,
first race was
there was
released.
Mike in Canada,
Yeah.
who had done a little bit, like
Yeah.
the ice racing video. And then there was Naomi,
Yeah.
who lived here
She was in Japan, yeah.
from Ireland.
Yeah.
And then we decided we need we have the money, we can bring someone if we want to start running with this.
Yeah.
We can bring someone in, and you had to do a little video of like to apply for the job. You needed to hand in a video of what your work is, because video editing is not a yes I can do it or no I can't do it
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Show me
It's
what
a
you can do.
creative type of
Yeah.
work, so you need to see your portfolio sort of thing. So we gave you a task to do, and everyone had to apply, and we ended up with Max.
Funnily, 2 people in the chat say you voted for Max. So in some ways,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And Max, do you have a little story about that? You didn't see the job advertisement until...
Yeah, I didn't. It was up a couple of days before my wife sent it to me. She was like, "Hey, wouldn't this be great?" It's like, "Oh my god, I've known this company for years," and that same day I sent out the application, and Derek, you came back to me next morning or the same day even. I don't know, We're like,
I was so glad. Your portfolio was very strong. It was incredible. And the only thing I was really worried about, because it looked like he was the ideal person, but Max is from Germany, so I thought that maybe language might be an issue. And then in the interview, when we found out the Max pretty much doesn't
Pretty much speaks English? Is that what
Right.
you're going to say?
pretty much.
do
you want me to speak less?
Communication isn't an issue. I was just so excited and trying to be cool during the interview, but I was like,
be cool.
this is the guy. You sometimes hear people say, you got the job right at the end of the interview, but I'm very nervous about saying that. I always want to kind of consult afterwards or something like that. But
After the interview, it was a week until you said yes. So the whole week I was
we also had other people who were applying and stuff, and we needed to interview. So
And we went through all of them, and
we brought, I think, 10 people in because if you're doing creative stuff, and we wanted to do things like what we're doing right now, like the Motocompo adventure, right?
Yeah.
Not only do they have to be technically good at this and creatively good, they have to fit in with the team as well. And that's a very important point.
Yeah,
that
you're
we
always
need to
adamant
do.
about that. You have to be a good fit for the office.
So Max starts, and then 2023. This is the beginning of an issue. A pretty big issue. And this is the last time we'll be salacious.
You're welcome. No, it's
That's
not
what
because of me.
everyone
It's not because of Max. It's because of Derek being... Can I say the F-bomb for this?
No, I don't think you
Moron.
need to.
No,
You're overreaching.
I made a huge mistake here without even realizing I made the mistake until a year later.
Okay.
Oh, that early. Okay. Okay.
So when we hired Max, we also hired a mechanic named Isaiah, and we hired a second office staff, even though we really didn't need it, and we hired another sales rep, and we went from being a very small company into we're now in the growth phase. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I looked at our financials and I was like, whoa, we have made, I'm not going to say the numbers, but we have made 3 times more money than the last year. And this is significant. Now we've got more money than you can imagine to be investing in people and growing the company. And so I was like, we'll go on a hiring spree. We'll start our own shop. We can afford these things now. All of these years of struggle have paid off. Yeah. And we will explain a little bit why I was wrong about that a little bit later. But this is where we were at this point. And so we hired Isaiah, a previous Lexus tech from Texas. He came in, he worked for us. He no longer works for us. It turned out he wanted to move back to the USA. Living in Japan is not... I don't know. I've been here for long enough. You've been here for a while too.
Yeah.
But
It's
easy things are no longer easy when you live here.
The
because of-
bureaucracy, I feel.
and language and your friends and it's just it's
a
very
big change.
very different from Texas, of course. So right. Jacob started in 2024 March. He's with us still, and we hired all these people, and then I got to find out firsthand how much the culture can change in a short amount of time when you hire people. If you hire 5% or 10% of the amount of staff that you have in any given year, nothing changes. People who come in get a sense for the office and then adapt to that to some degree, right? But because we had so many new staff, people, and I'm not pointing out any names, this was really my fault for not preparing everybody to an integration into the company for what it had been. So people didn't know what they were coming into, and were coming into an environment that was too relaxed. And so there's a little bit of a bumpiness. Remember, we had a new office manager at this time, and we had double the employees. And I sometimes don't want to complain to people about things that they're doing wrong when they're doing wrong. And so people got away with things that they shouldn't have gotten away with to some extent. I wasn't skilled enough at managing that situation. The office manager that we had at the same time also wasn't skilled enough at managing that situation. It was
a turbulent
time at the same time as I had unknowingly made a very bad judgment call previously. And so, continue on. A little blip here, 2024 May, our record sales in 1 month of 115 units. We've never surpassed that. We've come very close many times, but 115 in a month is the most cars that we've sold. 2024 June to December. Shipping problems around the world reached their peak. People were buying cars and we couldn't ship some of them for 3, 4, 6, 12 months after purchase because of post-COVID issues.
Yeah.
COVID happened. Shipping in COVID was okay. After COVID, there was a chip shortage. The chip shortage caused all of the new car manufacturers not to be able to ship the cars around the world. We were getting lots of spaces during that time. After the chip shortage came back on, nobody could get their cars because the new car manufacturers now they needed to sell buttloads of cars.
Maybe an opportunity for some people to realize, if you don't already, I'm sure many people know this, the vessels that go to Canada, the USA, honestly all around the world, these vessels only operate because of brand new car manufacturers sending their cars. The used cars are 5, 10, 15%, 20%, depending on the volume of other vehicles. So when Toyota's placing an order for 5,000 spaces, 10,000 spaces on a vessel, sometimes these companies even own their own vessels or have agreements, which is often the case of these big multinational carriers. They get first priority. If you have cars already booked and Toyota says we want 50 more cars, your 50 cars are gone. Toyota is like, they are the lifeblood of the business, or Subaru or Honda, whatever. Like,
It's survival of the biggest.
And then you get, right, that's exactly where I was going. You get no spaces. But guess what? Every other car exporter also gets no spaces. So they've got a backlog. And then the shipping company is like, who gets those spaces? You guys can't see it, but I'm passing.
I mean, maybe they. I feel like they.
Honestly
splattered
speaking,
about.
I don't think any of that happened. But you never really know.
Yeah.
But-
Greg actually said in the chat, the supply chain was a mess. There were many things all around the world saying about the supply chain during that time.
And this, again, was it was a bigger challenge than you realize, because our customers are like, I bought a car and now it's taking 6 months for me to get it. Well, I'm not going to buy cars anymore, perhaps. And so sales did increase that year, but we're going from 20% one year down to, I don't think I wrote it down here, but I think they were like only 5% up the next year after that. Some of the dealers dropped out during that time. One of our favorite from Canada that we really like, we thought he died.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
He dropped out.
Yeah.
And
some people did. They told us.
People were just buying cars and getting bad service outside of our control. And we were trying to prepare people by writing in the email, like, shipping problems are creating this much delay. Even so, like...
The problem was it happened so quickly. Like, you could have bought a car before the shipping issues, and by the time, it takes time in Japan to transport it, prepare it for export, book all the shipping, then the shipping date has to come because these vessels are once a month, maybe twice a month if it's a popular port. And then now when you get to that time, we expect it to be booked, and then it's not booked. Okay, waiting 1 month is not so bad. And then it comes to the next time, and then it's declined a spot again. Now it's been 2 months. 3 months if you consider when you purchase the vehicle, and that starts to add up. So the problem was, it's like when you're driving in traffic, the rubber band effect, it's like that. By the time you catch up to the problem was now going to extend for another 6 months or something like that. And it was very difficult to warn people. People were getting stuck buying a car, and then
how many emails a day are you doing for when's my car going to ship? Do you have any updates? Like, the customers want to know that, granted, but like,
you didn't know either.
We never knew. It was like, and the shipping lines wouldn't tell us. And
at all times, the customers never know if they can trust us or not. And so they don't buy from, most of the time when you buy one car, you buy from one company, you don't have experience. And then if we're saying your car's not shipping, they start to wonder, is this a PCA problem?
Yeah.
And compared to other companies, I think people trust us more. I would think, at least I would hope.
No, I think we had a great reaction from most of our customers. There was very few who threw the toys out of the cart. Most of them were like, I trust PCA to give me
the toys out of the cart. I like that.
Yeah. And like we were also trying to give as much information as possible. We weren't saying, not this month, definitely next month. Oh, actually not that month. We were saying, like, we were trying to, like, we were having meetings with shipping companies saying, like, when are we going to get spaces? Can you give us some kind of forewarning? Like,
and
the
one shipping company had a really weird rule. Do you remember the one that I'm talking about? They had a rule where, like, you can't book. You can book directly with this company, or you can book with one of their arm companies. And the arm companies get slots decided based on this one gets 5 spots, this one gets 10, this one gets 10, this one gets 15, and we would always book with the core company because they're the only company that could give us all the spaces that we needed if we're trying to ship 40 cars to Canada, right? So we would never book with the smaller companies, but the smaller companies could choose to give their spaces any way that they wanted. So if you were one of the companies that sells fewer cars, you might be booking with one of those smaller companies, right?
Yeah.
So there were people who would be able to, and this pisses me off so much, there would be people that were able to buy a car and have it shipped in 2 months when we couldn't get a car shipped until 6 months, and then they'd say, PCA, you lied to me. My friend just bought a car from another company and got it shipped right away. Yeah. But we couldn't buy from the smaller company.
We were buying from the big company.
We could, but we can't really buy from 7 or 8.
No.
There was only one shipping company that would do that.
So, like, in that time, we did...
And we did do that. We did buy from those other companies after we figured out that's how they were being divvied up.
But even then, it didn't work because then we were spreading too thin, and then the other companies were getting annoyed because now we're also booking with their competition, and you can't book with the shipping line directly.
We would book as many cars as we can with each company to try to get the most amount of slots, and then we would have to say, okay, well, these cars that we booked, we actually shipped with this other company. So now we have to change to this car to another different car, which would annoy them because they'd have to go back and every time we book with you, you're changing the cars at the last minute because they ended up shipping with this other.
Yeah.
I want to say the F word again.
Yeah, it was a really bad time, and a convoluted process kind of came to the head. I will say during that time we also had people coming from other companies contacting us, being like, "I want to buy a car with you, but my exporter is telling me there are delays, or it took me so long to get this car," and I would always be like, "They're not lying to you. That's true. If you buy with us,
really important
same
too.
delays.
Like, this is your opportunity. This is how I want the company to be. This is why we like Max." Not Max, Mike. Sorry, M name.
don't like
Okay, you don't. Yeah. Okay, I see.
Right? Please.
The company is more successful if we don't tell people that. If we're like, yeah, we can ship faster.
Sure. Yeah.
But in the long term, you don't want to be doing that to customers. And
no, it doesn't work.
The way that we have always done it, the way that Mike agrees, you don't say anything to make the sale.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go on because I know I'm just going to rant on forever, but that to me is very important.
So yes,
this problem coincides with the next problem. Small point, January 2025, Drives Japan channel officially opens.
Yes.
Like and subscribe.
So it took
Exactly.
9 months until we started the channel. We were trying to figure things out. Before that, I was already editing a lot of stuff, but I guess we didn't have the processes for the videos, especially with all the problems.
A lot of learning.
February 2025. This is the month that we finalize our finances for the year.
For 2024.
For 2024. We go into the meeting with the accountant, and he shows us the numbers. And
Surprise Pikachu face.
It was more than that.
Wet pants.
It was more than that.
Code brown.
It was intentionally poo in your bed kind of problem. Not only did we not make any money in the previous year, not only did we lose money, the amount that we lost that year is about the amount of profits that we would make in 3 years.
Wow.
Some of the people in the company know the exact numbers. Everyone in the company knows what happened, though, with that. It's a little bit of it's a bit difficult to explain. I'll try to get through this in a way that makes sense. But we had that shipping problem, right? All of the cars weren't able to ship. These customers had paid the money to ship their cars at the time of invoice. So we had a whole bunch of money that we would normally spend on shipping, but we couldn't spend on shipping.
Because they weren't being shipped.
And in some cases, 8 months after, whatnot. We got the final, the money for the... Also, this problem, I made a little bit of a wrong note there. The shipping problems started before then, but the peak of it was the June to December. But they were at least a year before that. The finances looked like we were making more money than ever before because we had all of that money that was supposed to go to shipping, and I didn't realize the extent to how much shipping money that we had accumulated that was looking like profits. And Therefore, I had spent all of that money on hiring new staff that we couldn't afford at that time. And so we had a whole bunch of new staff come in, and then every month our money is going down. And we're not really noticing it too much, because the nature of the business is that the customers pay for their car with the shipping, and they also pay like security deposits. And so our monthly fluctuations is crazy. Like each month we do our taxes, we have to. We might show like this month you made, I'll just throw out fake numbers here. This month you made $100,000. This month you made $17,000. This month you made $40,000. And this month you lost $70,000, because it depends on how many cars that you ship and when you're shipping them and when those people paid for things and all that sort of thing. So it's pretty normal to have vast differences. Sometimes I've had differences, $300,000 in difference from one month to the next for how much profit or loss that you make. So you can't easily understand the finances until the very end of the year, which is really nice that we stop sales 2 weeks before the end of the year, so that this gives us the time to receive all of these payments that come in. This is another problem. The previous year, $140,000 of sales hadn't been paid for. Now, at that time, we had enough money, we could afford it, but that is now profit that was on the previous year, or on the next year instead of the previous year. And so you add all these things up and various other things. The cost of shipping went up. Our salaries went up. This and that. Everything got more expensive. We weren't charging anything else. So we got the numbers, and it turned out that we lost money.
And that was because of a decision basically 1.5 years prior to that.
Right.
Well, situation.
An overinflated amount of profit that wasn't justified. We probably that year we did make profit. We didn't make nearly as much profit. It was a quarter of the amount.
Well, the problem is that the money was the same, apart from the new staff, new expenses and things like that. But the profit that should have been in 1 year was in the year before, and all of the costs were in the following year. So it balanced out if you looked at both years, but if you just look at one...
After all of the hiring and stuff, it still was a loss.
Not including any of the extra costs, but in terms of just the shipping problems and customer payments and things, it all balances out, but just the way that Japan does the financial reporting, it looks bad.
Yeah. So... that happened.
Ouch.
And when you look at the papers and you go, whoa.
Yeah. You're like, okay, we had a great year last year.
And we had plans to get a shop. And we had even made offers on shops that absolutely we could not afford. And I'm so glad that they turned us down, because that would have been funny. Here in Japan, if you want to open a shop, you have to pay like 8 or 10 months of your monthly rent for gift money to the landlord, because screw the people that don't own the capital, right? Yeah. If we had gotten that place that we wanted, it would have been $370,000 or so for the gift money and the deposit and the move-in costs and everything. So glad that they said no to that. We absolutely could have weathered that storm, because our company made enough money previously and we didn't spend it on other things. So we still had the money in the kitty jar to pay for everything, considering the loss. We didn't lose Isaiah or any of the other staff as a result, like we did with Paul. And we continued to row the boat forward, just with the change in plans. We were no longer looking for a shop that was quite so expensive. And we weren't looking to hire more staff for a little bit. So,
one comment.
Yeah.
Zaid said, "I'd pay 3 years worth of profit to hang out with Max." To be honest.
Yeah, he's.
Now you know you're going right.
Zaid is a bit of a suck up. Okay, so things change immediately. April, 2 months later, we immediately rose our prices. This is the first time in over a decade we rose our prices. Remember, this is a time, April 2025, all of the world got mad inflation. And we have always paid inflation plus for every year for our salaries. And so Japan didn't have as much inflation as the rest of the world, but there was some. And so now costs of everything were going up. We needed to raise the costs. And I don't like doing that, but we had to after looking at all of the numbers.
I will say this wasn't in response to the financial thing. Like after that was all understood and
It was
everything.
the fire that was lit under my
Right.
feet.
It led to Derek looking through all the costs for everything and then understanding that
Deep dive into
Yeah.
everywhere where we were spending our money,
Yeah.
and then balance things again. Because
we had been wearing cost increases for several years from suppliers, DHL shipping.
DHL
ports.
went up. I can't remember exactly, but it was like 5 times more expensive than the last time I reviewed it.
Yeah.
And that was the little secret that we didn't figure out, because like if you're selling mostly cars from the 90s, the books are this thin. And if you sell mostly cars from the 2000s, now they have Navi screens, and now they have more
Mercedes,
complicated cars, and now the
BMW,
books are this thick and much heavier, and DHL's not cheap to ship parts.
Yeah.
So yeah, we ended up eating an awful lot of our profit without even really realizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also USS raised their prices at that time.
Yeah, by a lot too.
By a lot. Like they raised their prices 30,
I think they kind
20,
of probably did the same thing we did.
25% or so.
Like everyone was kind of doing like, oh, things are shaky, things are getting
Yeah.
expensive, and then suddenly there was a lot of price increases all at the same time.
So USS increases the prices, right? And the price that they increased was the auction fee. And if you've bought a car sometime in the last year or so, you'll know that the auction fee is now something we charge to the customer, because it became a little bit weird, right? It used to be that the auction purchasing fee was included in the cost of the 100,000 yen or whatever that you pay,
Yep.
right? But if the costs now vary from 9,500 yen on the low end or 30,000 yen on the high end, that's a huge difference to eat.
Yeah. When your
For
service
our
fee is only
company.
100,000 yen,
And
potentially
our service
30%.
fee has never been lower than that. Like we started business at 100,000 yen. And here we are 18 years later, still 100,000 yen. We are charging for the auction fee. So it is a price, and no air quotes, it is a price
Yeah.
increase. But I think well justified, because business is a lot more expensive. Now we were just able to eat it more through scale. We were selling more cars, so we could do a lot of things cheaper. One trip to the registration office for 3 cars in the past is now 30 cars. And so it's just things get efficient with more business.
Yeah.
2025 August, Isaiah quits, so he stopped doing in-house mechanic work. Isaiah, I think, has watched a few of these shows. He might be watching this time, or might see it this time.
Hi, Isaiah.
Isaiah Isaiah got thrown into the fire a little bit, like I had explained before. We needed somebody that was prepared to take on a new position in the job that requires hands-off from me, because I can't be managing it, spending a lot of time managing it. We needed somebody to manage the repair of the cars, and he wasn't used to the amount of responsibility that you need to manage something. It's like hiring somebody who has 3 years of experience working in retail and then saying, now you're the manager that has a whole bunch of different responsibilities. So an oversight on my side, that might have been part of the reason why Isaiah decided to quit. He would say things like, I feel like I'm letting you down, and things like that. But it was just a mismatch, really, more than anything, of what he wanted in a job, or what he was able to give to a job, and what we needed. And in some ways, it was a pretty dumpy job. Like he had no shop.
Right, I was about to say.
He had to go into our lot to repair cars on a gravel ground. And the idea, remember, we wanted to get a shop as soon as we hired him, but we were trying to, and nothing was coming together. So,
as we know, working in a gravel lot fixing cars, it's not fun. It's like when it's cold, you're very cold. When it's wet, you get wet. When it's hot, it's sweltering. It's tough. So
from 2024 to 2025, this is fairly new information, so I'm not going to go into details, but the office manager, Keijiro, had changed over to the office manager, Naoko, back again from her trip to the
Naoko
USA.
came back, thankfully.
Next, 2025. This is this year's new problem, and I feel like we're, for the most part, gotten through this. the tariff situation in the USA.
Everyone heard tariffs and was like,
50% of our sales go to the USA, and they went from 2.5% tariffs to an unknown amount of tariffs, and things were changing every day.
A fluctuating amount of unknown tariffs.
You want to do business. The thing that you want more than anything is consistency so that you can predict how things are going to go. And we had lost on the very long, like the most damaging part of the scale, a customer that had bought somewhere around 80 cars per year to the next year went down to around 10 cars per year.
yeah.
And at the very end of the year was at 0 cars per year. Well, for several months was at 0 cars per year.
We had several dealers who decided the tariffs are too unpredictable. I am either going to do something else with my time, or I'm going to do more local sales of cars
Or
instead
I'm
of
out.
importing. Or, yeah, maybe some people just close their doors.
And so we lost a number of sales because of that. And we talked about this in a previous show, we went from over 50% sales to the US to around 40% sales to the US in 1 year.
Yeah.
And so it was a pretty big change over for that, and it hurt. And informing your customers about tariff changes all throughout the day.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you, Mike and Grant and Jacob as well for tackling that.
I feel like the shipping situation was worse than the tariffs.
I think so.
I completely agree with that.
The,
Shipping situation. Oh,
at
God.
least the tariffs were like front and center of the news worldwide. Shipping information, unless you
Yeah.
work in shipping or have like logistics experience or some kind of in there, you're not looking at that kind of news. So when your exporter tells you, you're like, But when the leader of the United States of America is making these wild claims and everyone is like, what the hell is going on? It's like, hey, you know that news article? It's going to affect you.
I got to say one small thing. This is going to probably make you feel good. That one customer who we were talking about the shipping things, and then he came back to us saying that we're using COVID as an excuse, and COVID was never actually a big thing, and that he's like, COVID's been finished for a while.
Yeah.
And these are knock-on effects of COVID started everything, and this was 3
Yeah.
years after the COVID pandemic and everything, but it's still COVID related, and just you moron. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be calling it that. It's asymmetrical information, right? What we understood about it was vastly different from what he understood. And you know how I was saying that customers never really know. Well, he took the wrong side there, given the information that he thought that he had. But
most of the people who said something like that and chose other exporters got the exact same thing, which was the shipping delays.
yeah,
So,
take that,
I mean,
idiot.
yeah. Anyways,
And here we are now at 2026. And now we can just talk briefly, very briefly, Max,
Yes.
about 2026 predictions.
predictions.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, and I would like people
Is
in the
this
chat to kind of jump into this. If you've got a prediction for how PCA is going to change in 2026. I've written down some mild ones, but I'd like to hear what other people have to say about that.
Yeah, please put that in the
Please.
chat.
Is this
No.
is this predictions or like a wish list? Like
It can be
writing
both.
okay.
People in the chat send all of their money to Derek and Mike. That's my prediction.
My prediction is someone finally does a super chat and donates $5 for the first time.
No, I mean, somebody did a super chat once, right?
We used to get them on those old live streams.
But the
where-
old live stream was right when super chat was a new thing.
Yeah.
And people were excited about this new feature.
Yeah.
And so people were.
I don't even know if it's turned on this, is it?
It is.
It should be turned
Or is
on.
it just automatically on?
So first prediction from Zaid is September 2026, PCA starts exporting motorcycles.
Oh my god, you're right. It's actually starting right now. Quickly, send all of your motorcycle requests to PCA, the newest motorcycle. You don't like this? You don't like where this is going?
I'm kind of not listening.
Oh, okay. Do it anyway. Send it to Grant.
Yeah.
Grant won't mind.
Grant will think it's funny.
Grant will think it's
Okay, so my first prediction, you can tell me if this is wrong or right. I'll direct this mostly at Max. Drives Japan YouTube channel blows up,
Of course.
and we reach 100,000 subscribers.
Are you thinking you're going viral?
We don't say viral anymore.
Oh, okay. I like using those really bad buzzwords.
It's difficult because you said earlier, as a company, you don't want to do promises that you can't keep.
This is not a promise. This can be a wish list.
Wish list. Yeah, definitely. Wish list.
It's a promise list?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, it's a promise list.
This is, there's this one place that in my old town that they did sales, right? they would fire the bottom 10% of employees. It's like the Ralph Nader thing. You just like, if you're not performing enough, you get fired. Imagine working in that. Imagine Max, you got the job, and it's like, if you don't make 50,000 subscribers by this time, you're fired.
Yeah, tough.
What a terrible job that would be to work.
Derek's totally like that off camera. Don't let him believe you want. No, Max, don't mute my mic.
Next prediction. And
This is also a question
PCA
in the
starts a
chat.
Discord server. I'm too old to understand that, Greg. I'm sorry.
No,
I was thinking about that,
Yeah.
but I think maybe Reddit is kind of
You can't manage your own Reddit one, though.
It would have to be like a Drives Japan Discord. A PCA Discord would be just
Weird.
insane to manage. And the
don't
reason
know.
we don't do WhatsApp or other messaging services is because
Communication.
you can delete
is key.
messages. Yeah, you can delete messages, or we could delete messages. So with emails, at least we have a record of anything that happens in case we need it. Not saying that we don't trust people, but there are some untrustworthy people out there in the world. So it wouldn't work for company, but it would work for something like a social presence.
it would
of
be a
some kind.
community circle where
Yeah.
we provide somewhat of extra value in the community.
Yeah.
In addition to what we do here.
Right. And if you did catch a customer from there and communicated with them there and then moved over to the internal way that we handle customers now, nobody's going to be able to see what was said previously
Yeah,
in
it would-
Discord. It could
yeah.
be a nightmare, really.
Yeah.
Next prediction from me, PCA gets a new shop and hires another mechanic. I would still like to see this happen. I would like to hopefully be a little bit smarter about preparing the mechanic for what is they're in stock for, and then make sure that there's a shop before we hire them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if it's a small shop, like I said, land here is absurdly expensive. I see all those people, like our customers, with
Oh, yeah.
amazing shops.
Yeah.
And
We've
I'm
got
like,
space for 100
well, I'm
cars.
not in Texas or New Jersey
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
wherever, Wisconsin. Next one, perhaps some new employees.
Oh.
Perhaps. And the last one, I just wrote down ideas from the viewers.
So that's
No, the
Discord,
last one is
motorcycles.
we do some ideas from viewers.
And we
for
must
each-
do it.
Yeah.
Like, if you write a comment in, the next comment we will do.
I have a prediction that a sweet Moto Compo video is going live on the Drives Japan YouTube
yes.
channel any day now.
Love it.
Merch. First comment
someone
was
said
merch.
Somebody said merch.
Merch. Merch it
is
is.
Okay, we
working
have
on
a sticker sheet that everyone who buys a car is going to get for free.
Whee!
And it's going to be merch adjacent. So it's going to be a whole bunch of like PCA-like stickers. And it's actually very cool. And they're going to be of high enough quality that they can be put onto a car.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is because sending candies to some countries like the USA now is almost impossible.
And other countries have been ratcheting
The candy,
up too.
Yeah.
the candy thing was an open secret so far. that you
Yeah.
get candy, but now.
Imagine we
PCA
put
used
that
to
on our
give
website.
candies, Japanese candies. if
By
you
the way,
purchased a car.
Grego, yes.
Japanese candies.
Yeah, they used to be
Yeah,
included in document
right.
packages, but
Greg,
now they're
there
custom
there
problem.
is at least one sticker that is an illustration of a BB open deck. And it's the same one that's the logo.
Now, hang
Well,
on though.
no, there is that one. There are also alternate versions
Yeah.
from alternate realities.
So how do you get the sticker sheet?
You have to buy a car, just one car.
Ooh, you gotta buy a car. Buy a car.
My prediction is that we will hopefully update the website.
Nope.
Nope.
This is an ongoing thing between Derek and me.
Max came in and he's like, first thing I'm going to do is redesign your logo. And then, actually, he wanted to redo the website, and we had just redone the website like a year ago when he came in.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that the website these days is worth so much less than it was 10 years ago.
Car pics.
Car picks. The first one on here. These were picked by Grant. I haven't seen them yet.
This time we've got all of them are a bit rough, but they're all very cool in their own ways.
Saying our
Starting
customers
off,
like it rough.
do you need a tiny track car? Because
Yes.
I found you a tiny track car.
This,
This is a 1997 Toyota Starlet Glanza V. I used to have one of these. I love these cars.
That's so badass.
It's mad.
wow.
Front mount.
Yeah, it's got a 1.3 liter turbo. This one's been decatted and all the other stuff, so you can raise the boost. The stock turbo is good to like 180, 190. It's got a cage, it's got suspension, it's got really nice Advent tires on the 14-inch TEs that I wanted for my Starlet so bad, but they're $500 a wheel. Yeah, love it. It's a cool little thing. It's got some damage, but it's a race car.
Those wheels in this size are probably less than 4 kilos apiece.
They are extremely light. Yes, I don't remember the exact numbers.
Especially their smaller ones. Like some wheel companies, the weight, you don't get so much of a weight difference when you go small, but these small ones are special
Do you know the
just
dimensions?
for small wheels.
They're 14 by 6.5, I believe.
I think they are 4.2. I only know this because I could pick one up in that site at Auto Salon this year.
Ooh.
That one for display.
And it's got Advent AO50 tires. That's
Yeah.
the Time Attack tire.
And it's got plastic windows.
Man, okay, so
gosh.
question. This is a question for y'all. We started the Drives Japan endurance racing with the Miata. Do you think there'd be more interest in that content if it were this car instead?
I would put that to the chat. Would you be more interested in seeing a Starlet go racing in Japan or a Miata?
I think the Starlet not many people know about it.
But nobody's really interested in the Miata as a race car because everybody's got a Miata race car.
Yeah.
Oh, so
So
true.
it's not really that unique. It's not like that. I'm playing Gran Turismo in real life.
I'm just saying I would be very happy to be back in one of these. I loved this little car.
They're competitive too. They're probably in this state is faster than the Roadster ever got.
Yeah.
Zaid said it. It doesn't have the thumbnail appeal.
I think all of those 3 comments are exactly what we talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's there are just too many Miata race cars out there. A different car would be more interesting, but would people click on it?
We
Would
fell
people
into
care?
the Miata by accident too because it was the inventory car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and if you buy this car, we'll make a sweet video. We will go to the track if you buy this car with your car.
Whoa.
Yeah.
If you are
That's
okay with
not
it.
a promise you get every day.
Okay. On to the next one.
Next one. I've gotten so many emails recently from people asking, can you find me a Mighty Boy? And there's lots of reasons why you should and should not have a Mighty Boy.
Boys?
First off, why do you want a Mighty Boy? Look at the Mighty Boy. Everybody likes the Mighty Boy.
Grant, you sound like an infomercial guy.
Yeah, I know. I do that sometimes.
Like that
It's fun,
slap
right?
chop guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody loves the Mighty Boy. Cool little thing. Why do you not want the Mighty Boy? Let's look at the sheet. Unknown mileage, 5-digit odometer. And I
least
can,
91,000
Derek, take a look at that sheet. Find me somewhere in the body or the frame where there are not corrosion holes.
Nope.
I don't think it's possible.
Engine room corrosion holes.
Yeah.
And trunk area has corrosion holes.
Yeah, the underbody and the frame have corrosion holes. The side members have corrosion holes. The roof pillars have corrosion and likely corrosion holes.
I mean, corrosion in a roof pillar is a hole once you try to take it away.
Yeah. The fenders have corrosion holes. The core support has repaired corrosion holes.
Mighty Boys are so dope, though.
Yeah.
What's going on with the roof rack with that little sign? That looks like the types of signs that you have on the Decotora.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing written about that except that it exists.
Like that, it looks like an illuminated sign that you would put something in, sleeve something in that would light up.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like
Yakimo.
there's water in here.
Oh yeah,
What's
Good point.
Grego asked what's the pricing on Mighty Boys?
so expensive. In this shape, I would
Expensive
guess
what you
somewhere
get.
around 300,000 yen, but it's nearly done. And one that's in good, non-rusty condition is probably going to be over 1 million yen. Correct me if I'm wrong, Grant.
I couldn't find enough good references. I don't even know what this might sell for.
hard.
Probably a lot.
Hard.
They are so cool. Any car with a pickup truck back end, I just love. Hence the BB.
I'm wondering why Mighty Car Mods hasn't done a Mighty Boy thing.
Because they can't find one that's not rusted.
Right?
Okay.
Mighty Car Boys.
Yeah. There's so many jokes that could
Next
be made.
one.
Final one. Yeah, this one's also full of rust. It's got a 50-centimeter crack in the windshield.
But it's cool.
It's in terrible condition,
So
but
cool, though.
it's a Jimny with an exoskeleton. How could I not pick this?
And I feel like this kind of thing is more common outside of Japan. Like the hardcore off-roading, you just don't see as much here. I think because Jimnys are pretty capable as they are, but to put a cage on it, it's very custom type work, which I feel like it just doesn't happen too much here. People don't like this kind of stuff is very in my own garage kind of thing, but most Japanese people don't do in my own garage type of thing, and a shop would cost so much to do something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want this one, but I've got a problem where
It's sick. As an off-roader, this is
underside,
this is awesome.
surface rust, corrosion holes, and uki, which means coming loose or bubbling up or pulling away.
Ooh. I mean, automatic draining if water comes into the inside.
Just like my old Toyota truck, actually.
Drain holes.
Yeah, it also says the front inner panel has corrosion hole repair mark, which is basically put bubble gum on and paint it.
Or ramen noodles.
We are in Japan. We should do a video about that. Repairing corrosion with ramen noodles and paint. Okay, so next segment this week at PCA, we have a number of things to talk about. We will talk about the new theme song, intro and outro. We'll have to move some of this to the next episode because we're running out of time. We have to talk about. We did say that we were going to talk about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should actually.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, so we'll start with the new theme song. I want to know what people think about it.
Yeah.
The new theme song.
Yeah.
So
we took probably about 4 months back and forth with the artists. There are 2 artists. They are MC Abdominal is the rapper, and DJ Format is the producer on the track. DJ Format, I would think that probably DJ Format is the more famous of them, but a lot of his tracks have Abdominal on them, and that's why I got into DJ Format and MC Abdominal. He is from Canada, and then Format is from the UK. And Abdominal has a rap style. Like, I love rap, but I hate gangster rap or any rap that is demeaning to people or something like that. So most of it just out the window. I love rap that's fun
Cheeky.
wordplay, cheeky, a little different, right? And this is totally how he is. He has a song that he tries to say the word Big Mac as many times as he can in the track because he heard he can get 10 cents every time that's played on the radio from McDonald's as an advertising thing.
Is it true?
It's not true, but it's funny.
Yeah, okay.
And he has another song where he tries to find the most unique ways of saying the F word throughout the song and then dares the radio to play it. It's just like totally up my alley. One of my favorite artists of all time. And what a treat to be able to work together with him on a project. I have long wanted to do this because I've been a fan for 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like he hasn't released an album in a while, but I hit him up on Facebook and I was like, yo, you want to do something?
Yeah.
And it turns out he does commissions like these for like, that's most of what he does now. And he's like, yeah, here's the price. Truth be told, it's quite a bit more than I would like to have paid, but I couldn't say no to it. And so we made the intro and we made the outro, and I think it came together really, really well. At the beginning, it was not very good. I hate to say it because I love the artist. But then we changed styles, and I gave a new plan. So the original one was very much sales-like, and if you know me, I don't really like sales. Buy from us because we're the best, not because I told you to buy from us.
Yeah.
And the first intro was like talking about how good of car exporters that we are, and if you need anything, Derek's your guy, and stuff like that. And it was totally not me, and not MC Abdominal. There was no... So I said, we need more abdominalisms. And the amount of times I typed that to him in the back and forths, I was like, okay, so I got this new idea. It's the Cool JDM show. So let's just have a number of examples of what makes the show cool. And I think that will fit. And then nothing about cars, because I inherently think that cars are a little bit uncool. Like, they're nerdy cool, which is fine, but like... I don't know, to me, having a hot car and trying to gain admiration for that is seriously uncool. So I didn't want to have anything like,
You're walking
I'm a rapper and let's talk about cars. You know, to me, it's just a no-go.
Yeah.
So we retooled and we came up with something, and I quite liked it. We touched up some things here and there. And then we did the outro, and likewise, I gave another idea of it. And you'll hear the outro here, but you haven't heard it yet. It's a list of things you can do while listening to the show, and an instruction to go spread the name of the show to a number of people. And if you remember at the beginning of the show, at the very beginning, we were like, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your doctor, tell the librarian about the Cool JDM show.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so put all of that into it. And we came up with a song that's twice as long as the intro that we can fade out the show with.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to show you guys. If you are into this kind of music or just curious, check out MC Abdominal. He's more underground than most artists, so it's a little bit harder to find, but he's got some really good stuff. There's an album called Music from the Mature B-Boy, which has a Jurassic 5 track on it.
Oh.
And this is how I found out about him, because I've long loved Jurassic 5, found out about him because I found that track, and that's where we went from. One of the coolest artists that I know.
You've been stoked to
I've been like
have this whole thing come together, yeah.
licking my lips.
Yeah.
And I think it came together really well. It's my style,
Yeah.
if nothing else. Okay, skip the next thing and we'll talk with Max
Hello.
about what Max has secretly been doing instead of Drives Japan. Together with Drives Japan.
Together with.
What's the split? Drives Japan and this and various other side projects like the stickers. What do you think is your time
I
percentage-wise?
think what we're going to talk about now varies between 10 to 50% of my time, depending on which
Up to
state we're
half, depending on the day.
depending on the day. Sometimes
Or
I only
the
do
video,
that
sorry.
work on a given day if we need to make progress on it.
And I would say that it turns out that I've told Max this. Max's skill set is very, very good for this type of work. And
And experience too, not just skills.
that's why Max took it over from me, who wasn't doing a very good job with it.
I did not say you were not doing a good job with it.
But he implied it.
One of my skills is being able to read between the lines, Max.
So what are we talking about here?
We have been working on creating a replacement website for the auction purchasing. Some of you guys know because we have shown some of this to you as customers and the old builds of it and whatnot. But for the last year plus, more than a year and a half, Max has been basically taking over from me in designing it, working with the customer side of it, the back end side, making sure it works efficiently, and rolling in some features that we want in a way that is going to be very easy and beneficial for the customers and more efficient for us to work through all of these sales. It is so cool to have our own version of the auction tool, and I'm so excited to roll it out for everybody because I think it's going to be a game changer. This software is so good that people are going to want to buy from us simply because the software is good, let alone any of the other reasons. And if you start buying from us and you buy from somebody else, they're going to be like, this is whack because the software is that good.
Okay, now you set the bar pretty high.
I was going to say, now I'm like,
Okay,
show me.
all right.
Show me the stuff. Show me the goods.
And we're not rolling it out to anyone. We can't show you this live site at the moment, but we will show some screenshots, so we'll have a quick look at those.
Yes, and I will say it's beta at the moment. So there
What did you
is-
call me? I'm an alpha.
Ignore Derek for a second here.
You've got the control over as
Oh,
well.
yeah, I can mute. It's
Put a little sticker, Derek's an idiot button.
it's in beta, so there's some stuff that needs cleanup. This is your dashboard. So you will see notifications, yes, Zaid,
Look at
on the
that,
site
big
and per
notification
email.
button.
You can see all of your bids, you can see your account status, you can see alerts. So if we are up in our winter vacation, there will be a notification. Hey, you can't bid at the
auctions are
moment
closed.
The
because
auctions are closed.
Oh,
yeah.
so-
I
auctions
field
are
like
closed.
10 plus of those emails every winter.
Yeah.
Hey, I think the tool is broken.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's going to be here. And you have a popular cars at auction list.
That's a cool feature, isn't it?
So if other people are checking out cars, you can see which cars are being viewed the most. So that's one thing. These are screenshots from the beta. This is not like a design thing. This is the live thing. But these are the search results. So you can search for upcoming cars, the history, and you have your watch list on
Max
the side.
created all of those little black icons. You see the one with the house and the piston and the star and the gear shifter?
Yeah, that's
All design, like, It takes
nothing
time to do all of that. And it looks great, doesn't it?
Nothing is stock footage stuff.
Yeah.
All handmade. No AI.
Yeah. That's not allowed in this company.
Question
Except for Mike, because he
Ricky
doesn't
Ho.
fucking listen.
AI was used in parts.
Not true.
In parts, yeah.
Yes.
Cool feature.
See?
I just want to mention this. See where it says details there?
Yep.
This is the search results, right?
Yep.
There's a green next to it that says upcoming, right?
Yep.
If the car is too close to the auction or past the auction time, it'll let you know that right there in
Yes.
different colors. So it'll be yellow for within the next how long?
Yellow is 1 hour prior to the bidding time.
And then red if it's past the auction
Yes.
time. We get a ton of people saying, hey, can I get a translation on this? And it's like, sorry, dude, that went through 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Like these little features are things we have always wanted because the tool that we buy right now, people don't know this, but we don't create that tool. We pay monthly for it.
Yeah.
This will fix so many of those little things. And we've been doing this business for long enough to know what annoys the customers and what annoys us. And now we get a chance to fix all of that.
So,
Yeah.
question from the chat: does it show USS sold prices?
It doesn't. No.
USS
That would
doesn't
be breaking
allow USS
USS's
sold
rule.
prices to be shown.
Yes.
If anyone is showing USS sold prices, then they are going against USS's desires and have a chance to be punished.
Punished.
And same thing to Alex, it will not bypass USS fuzzy photos.
And I'm
Because
sorry
however-
about that.
It will make it easier to receive those photos.
yes,
Because
absolutely.
let's look at back end stuff now.
No, it's not back.
Oh, yeah.
This is the like a car detail page. So it will show you all the information from what we can get automatically. So you have your pictures and the auction sheet, and you have a little status thing up here. So if you ask any questions, for example, you can do that with a little chat, and it goes directly to your sales rep. So then you can see the status if your question has been answered or not. If you request a translation, you do not need to write an email anymore. You just click a button.
And
then-
on our side, like I'm not sure all the customers care about this, but on our side, the efficiencies in this have gone up. So now we're going to get translations to people faster, and we're going to be able to manage those translations better.
Yeah.
And it just means you might not think about it, but a better end user experience because we're more efficient.
And channeling people through this new auction tool as opposed to email, because we do have issues with some people's emails either not getting delivered or emails going to the wrong place, and then something happens and we can't get them the translation, or they can't bid on the car that they wanted to bid on. So now this will all be taken through.
Yeah. You can't see it on this screenshot right now, but if it was a USS car, you would have a button to request high-resolution images here. So that's nothing you will get on an email anymore. It will just populate on this page when that's been done.
Yeah, good point.
And the Ninja system is integrated. So if you're using Ninja, we now have a system to plug those into our system, like take these requests and create our own listings if the tool doesn't have the listing yet for it, so that we can put the translation through our system and then in the back end match it up once the listing comes on later. A lot of this is very technical. This is why we've been working on it for 6 years.
Yep.
And it's just been, I am so excited for this to come out. We still, because it's in beta and because we're a small team, like we are not an IT megalith, right? We are Max, and we have there are a handful of developers that we have been working with on this.
Yeah.
And
Zaid, this project was started before vibe coding was a thing, so no.
He's
What's vibe
trolling
coding?
again, I think.
yeah.
Vibe coding is when you code without coding, or code with AI.
You just
right?
say,
Okay, I got
do
an
this.
idea. We vibe code an app that makes it so if Zaid says anything, we remove sarcasm from it.
like a Zaid translator.
Yeah.
Okay. Gregor is asking if a different person requests the USS photos, will other people need to request them again, or will they stay attached to the car?
I'm sure a lot of people have a
Great
ton of technical questions about this.
Yeah.
So I think when we actually roll it out, we should probably do a bigger thing about that.
Yeah.
But yes, the system currently, if somebody asks for a picture and then that's in the system, then someone else asks for the picture, they will immediately get it without a delay. But we can't show that picture live to anyone because of USS requirements. We can only individually show it to people.
Yeah.
And then there's also a little text that says, do not share this image. USS will kill us
Yeah.
and our children.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gregor, again, ticketing system on your end. Yes, this is the back end of it. So we have a complete monitoring system here where we can see translations and bids, and there are subpages where you can filter more and more stuff to do all of those things. And then on the auction page, car page side of things, we can input all of the translations and upload the pictures and everything.
You're getting a sneak peek behind the curtain.
Yes, you usually wouldn't see this as a customer, but we can do everything inside the tool now. Almost everything. And more to come.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, especially taking a step back and remembering how good this is going to be. Because if you're just every day working on it a little bit,
Yeah.
you never really take that step back and go, this will be a game changer.
And also, since we have control of the tool, it allows us to change and update things that become necessary as well.
I got to mention one other thing, and this is going to be brief because I know that we're running a little bit late here, but the original plan for this has just recently changed. Our original plan for this auction tool was to build the auction tool in a way that it can be implemented into other car export companies and then charge them for this. Basically a B2B sales for the auction tool, and we have since decided not to do that.
Yep.
A lot of the reason why we don't want to do that is a trust issue. If we are managing customer and end customer detail as a car exporter, as a competition for these other companies, and they were to find out, then the shit can really hit the fan. Or if they were to just, even though we're not spying on people's information, there will always be that lingering doubt. Like, I bet you they now have all of our customer lists as a result of this. I had long struggled with that and tried to figure out a way to implement it without that being a concern. But at the end of the day, I think that it's also has benefits in doing that in-house just for us. Because for one, we get to be the only car exporter that has such an excellent tool. But also if we've got end dealer customers, like there are dealers in the US that are buying from us, we can create a version of this for them, and that can be a huge reason that they stay with us and continue buying with us, because we do have plans to implement all sorts of tracking financial things into it that can be, for a smaller medium-sized company, could be efficiencies of thousands and thousands of dollars per month. So
Yeah.
can't talk too much more about that because we are running a little bit late. We need to move on to the next thing.
Yep. Just will the tool we're using now be gone? I haven't decided on that really. I guess
There
will
wouldn't be
be a
reason to
transition.
use the current tool. This one is better in every way.
Okay.
Eventually,
While
yes.
we do go,
We'll talk briefly about Setsubun. There was a holiday yesterday in Japan called Setsubun. This is one of my favorite holidays. In this holiday,
Not a national holiday.
yeah, this sucks.
Just a thing that
We
happens.
got a picture. Or do we
I
not
think
have
we got a picture. Yeah.
In this holiday, the dad of the family will dress up as an oni, which is basically a demon. Here's the picture. The dad goes outside, dresses up as an oni, and then knocks on the door. And then the kids go to answer it, and surprise, it's not someone familiar, it's a monster. And then the monster comes in and tries to eat the kids, but not really. He's just pretending to eat his kids. And the kids have to throw beans at him. And then the oni hates the beans and then will run away. And as he's running away, he's going to drop money.
The kids mug the demon?
And when the kids throw the beans, well, I don't know too much about the dropping money part, because every time I've done it, we don't drop the money. So I think that maybe I'm a little bit wrong about that. But when the kids throw the beans, they say, Oni, go away, money come in, as a sort of like a good luck to the family. And then the dad pretends to be hurt by the beans and runs away, and it's funny. And so what made me think about this is I came to work this morning, I found beans all over the ground outside of my apartment. And I went, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
And
The irony is quite funny, because Japan still operates with the dad is usually the provider and the mum is the housewife. This is
Right.
a very common family dynamic. I'm not making any other references to that other than it just is what it is here. So the dad dressing up as the demon and then them throwing the bean saying, Dad, go away. Effectively, he's the demon. Money come in. It's like, no, that's the guy that is usually working the job and bringing the money in. But so he's dropping the money that he earned.
Little does the kid know that it's the same dynamic as normal. The family scaring the dad and the dad paying for it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was just something slight. We got Koala March. This is probably somewhere in the top 30 of Japanese snacks. You would say it's pretty popular here, right?
It's popular. It's not good.
It's very good.
It's average at best.
The
We'll
cost
put this on the
performance.
tier list.
I mean, this is
How
80
much is that
yen.
80 yen?
80
No,
yen
it's
when
not.
you buy it at OK Store.
If you buy it at OK Store, it's 80 yen. If you were me, it's 200 yen. Because I don't want to go to the I don't want to go to the grocery store.
That's crazy, dog.
Convenience store life, boy.
Actually, yeah. A little bit of a sneak peek.
My
into the
basket is
Japanese life.
159. My basket has them for 159.
Yeah, I bought them at My Basket. I think they were 139 or 159 or something, but definitely over 100 yen. I didn't really look.
Carrot got ripped off for koala
Again.
chocolate candies.
Okay,
Do you want me to go into the first question while you...
open. Yes.
One, please.
So
No.
we are in the queue. Okay.
Sorry. The intrusive thoughts won on that one. I was like, I shouldn't do it. I'm going to do it. And I did it.
We have some leftover questions from the chat from last show that I definitely want to cover today. Tooting Beck said, how do you know what company, in brackets importer, is reliable to buy from?
Which importer? So not
Companies.
an exporter.
Company/importer.
Good
In,
mouthfeel.
Is it? I always find the mouthfeel a little bit chalky.
in the first question, he just said company, and then when we ended the show, he
wasn't
asked
listening.
for importer.
What's the question? Which one is it? Tooting Beck. How do you know what company importer is reliable to buy from? I just talked to someone about this recently. You need to choose one that you trust. If you trust us, you can choose us. If you trust somebody else, choose them. I think it's very important to choose an exporter who you are sure will have your back when things may go wrong. If your car breaks down before shipping, you need to know that they're going to handle it in a way that has your best interests at heart, really. Just choose that. Choose the one that you trust the most. Understand their pricing structure. There are many ways that exporters will hide their prices. That is a very common thing in the industry, has been for decades.
Read the terms and conditions.
and if
if
they,
they offer
don't
them.
send you a terms and conditions, you've probably got a problem.
Yeah. You can trust the little guys, but be careful. It's pretty common to have fly-by-night exporters here.
Especially the one, like, not everybody that you meet on Facebook or on Instagram is going to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
But
There's
the
a high
smaller
chance.
people do their advertising through that, and we know more than anyone that you just don't make money in this right at the beginning unless you're doing something wrong. And a lot of the smaller guys, they don't want to wait those 5 years until you start making money. And the reason for this is because when you buy the cars, you pay the 10% tax and you don't get it back later. So cash flow is an issue. And most of these one guy things, they're just not they don't have enough money for that. So
Yeah.
they have to charge a higher amount, or they have to charge the tax.
Yeah.
I said that one specific because we know people who do
Yeah.
that. Just got to mention here, the Koala March has a little koala on it. It's a cracker or cookie on the outside with chocolate inside.
It's so good.
It's got right in my half. Continuous breaking.
I thought you were offering it to me to eat.
You want it?
No.
You
the
can,
chocolate's
but I
a
want
bit
you
weird.
to like pick it up with your tongue like this.
Yeah. Hot.
You
Maybe
just threw the credibility out of the window.
for some what is that, actionable advice, find some people who have imported cars who are happy with their import and see who they use.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
In your local area, maybe even.
Yeah.
Not just Instagram reviews.
Or choose Pacific Coast Auto for all your exporting needs.
It's a weird question to ask us because
Yeah.
like we're gonna be like, choose someone else.
Yeah, you're asking us to either recommend ourselves or recommend our competition. No business generally
I've
will
never
recommend
felt
their
comfortable
competition,
answering that question.
so-
Why should we choose you?
Yeah,
Like,
it's also a weird question to ask someone because of the situation.
because you're
that
gonna get, you're getting a biased answer.
Yeah.
So like, do you trust what? I
Yeah.
don't know if people consider those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
2 questions from Mr. Gulaoru.
Gula uru.
Did you guys learn Japanese before moving to Japan, or did you pick it up after?
Me, never learned it. Still don't know it. Know a little bit, enough to get by in daily life, and that's about it. I have the worst Japanese in the office also.
I did 1 semester in university
far.
and 3 years in high school, but the 3 years in high school did all the exact same stuff as 1 semester in university. So, and when you learn Japanese in a classroom, it can somewhat stunt your learning ability because you have to learn the polite way to say things first, because every new speaker should be speaking politely. And then to work backwards to the root version of everything and the way the root version can be a little bit of a challenge. Also, people don't usually speak the way that you have learned in the textbook. So your understanding is like, I'm now able to say all these things in Japanese. And then you come to Japan, you're like, whoa, was this a thing for you, Max? Did you know any Japanese before you came here?
I had
Better than you thought, huh?
private teacher for 3 months before,
Yeah.
and before that it was self-taught on and off. So basically forgot stuff, then learned it again, then forgot it again, then learned it again.
I think also confidence plays a big role. Like the ability to look stupid and not know what you're talking about is so good as a teaching tool, because then you're out in the wild and actually speaking with people.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, I'm introverted and don't want to look stupid. So I was never putting myself into positions where I could learn. And that absolutely slowed down my learning ability.
Same.
I just realized I did learn some. I did 6 seasons of Dragon Ball Z in English.
Okay, Grant, now your turn.
Yeah, I started learning Japanese 7 years before I actually moved here. I did a year in high school, 3 years in college, and then a couple more years just private tutoring with a friend. And then I worked for a year and a half or so at a Japanese English school back home.
You guys can't hear me chewing, can you? These are so good.
I just muted you.
I'm gonna. I had an idea of what I wanted to put these. I'm putting them up higher.
Oh.
S tier.
I'm bringing them down.
Not us here.
No, I'm
it's
bringing them
definitely
down.
S tier. What's a hobby or interest that you guys picked up only after moving to Japan?
Cars. Just kidding. That would be weird.
I don't know. A hobby
Soap
that I've
land.
gotten.
There it is again, the infamous soap land.
Yeah, my hobby was working on cars. When I came here, I couldn't afford cars, so it had changed to just learning about cars and reading about cars, mostly.
I've watched more anime since being in Japan.
I have not. I've watched much, much less.
Yeah,
My anime time was in high school only. It was secondhand anime. And here in Japan, I've probably watched as much anime as you guys have watched in a week.
No, I mean, I still don't watch that much, but I'm more interested in it because maybe you see advertisements around the place. So I don't know if people know this, but like anime as a show, like a specific show, is very common.
I'm watching
in
the
Japan.
anime.
But like companies in Japan will use little animated characters or mascots or things all the time. Like
Car
it's-
manuals here
Yeah.
have like
Little
happy little
characters.
cars and
Yeah.
stuff.
Like government offices will have their little like, I'm the little ward office guy, and you can ask me your questions. And I'm cute.
Sometimes it's
The police
in front-
station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like it's everywhere.
Man,
don't
how would
think I-
policing be different in the States if they had cute little characters and
Stop it!
I don't know if I picked up anything.
I'm going to pit maneuver you right now. Oh, you died.
Next question.
How's your house build coming along, Derek?
Let me translate. It's I. He's excited.
See, that's
He's very excited.
Derek is very excited.
The wooden frame started yesterday, and I'll get my first walkthrough, a version of the house. Of course, no walls. 10 days from now. I am so excited. We see it every morning. I walk to the house.
What did the builders say about you guys recently?
So it's always new people because they're doing different jobs,
Okay.
right? And so we're always trying to be very friendly to the people. Some of them expect us, and they'll say, "See you tomorrow."
They said we've never built a house for somebody who comes every day.
I mean, it's 2
Derek
minutes away
stays
from here.
right. Yeah.
So
It's like office, home, new home, and super easy walking.
Right.
So
Next question from Pleptop. If or when PCA is hiring, how would someone find out?
we've hired a number
On
of
this
people
show.
that knew about us first,
yeah,
and
it's pretty common actually.
plenty of people that had contacted us first.
So it's like initiative is the name of the game.
We usually mention it if we're hiring like sales reps. We'll mention it on our YouTube or on our Facebook. So subscribe.
Now
Maybe
on
we'll
the
mention
Cool
it only
JDM
on Drives
show.
Japan going forward.
You better be liked and subscribed to that channel. That's where you're going. Oops.
I'm sorry, what was the rest of the question?
How would someone find out if we're hiring?
Yeah, we also post them on the Japanese boards for getting a job. Usually jobs in Japan, because other ones are absurd, like $4,000 to put a listing
Yeah.
up. Weird.
Yeah. Ricky Ho from today's show, is the City Turbo still around? You should race it.
I just looked at it
We should
recently.
race it. He's saying that should be the new race car when we were talking about what cars would be clickable.
They don't make
and
good race
interesting.
cars, but it is much more see-through than I remembered it.
Yeah, we were
Like
looking
the
at
windows
it the
are
other
super
day.
clean.
Nope.
The metal is
Metal's
super
missing.
clean.
It's,
mean,
it's
clean
had
in,
lightweight
like-
reductions over organic processes.
Organic processes, yeah.
But it is still very cool in its rusty state. It is still very cool. There is a an update about that Mike kind of gave away in previous episodes.
I'm like Fort Knox.
So
with
you're gonna have to
information.
watch each of our 2.5 hour episodes of the last 10. See if you can find it. There's an
Yeah.
update there. People in the chat, don't tell him.
Yeah, make them go boost the view count of old
Okay.
videos.
Is it a prefab house? No, full custom house with a basement.
Which is very uncommon in Japan,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be sick.
So
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. No time. No
yeah,
time for
the
that.
producer is about to make another producer decision to end the show here.
Wait, oh, I have to do at least one more.
Okay, then do that one more that I know you want to do.
We have had our very first phone-in question.
Did we?
Yeah, I don't. They didn't specifically.
Are they on the phone right
call-
now?
No.
No, they just asked the question on the phone.
Yeah, they didn't specifically call to ask the question, but they did say, I would like this question answered on the show.
these away from
And I
me.
was like, I could answer it for you now. And he was like, nope, on the show, please. So that's cool.
By the way, tier list for this we need to do.
Yes, it's our friend in Iceland, our good friend in Iceland. If you don't know who they are, watch the last 10 episodes. We probably mentioned him. He said, how does PCA handle multiple bids on the same vehicle? When we go to auction to bid at auction, it's obviously only us bidding, right? If we have 3 people who bid on the same car, we will only ever take the very highest bidder that has bid on that car. There's no point bidding lower. So we're effectively just bidding for that one person with the highest bid. We will bid on the vehicle to win it for as
I
low
just
as
realized
possible.
that I got.
But we will not exceed the maximum. So sometimes what will happen is if the customer, say, has a maximum of 700,000 yen, we will bid at auction in mind that we cannot go over 700, but we might win the car for 400. If there were 2 other people and one person had a bid of 500,000 yen and one had a bid of 200,000 yen, then the person with the high bid of 700,000 yen wins the vehicle. That's fine. That's normal. They win it for 400,000 yen. That's the purchase price it cost us at auction. That's what they pay. The customer who bid 500,000, we are in a bit of an awkward position because they're like, why didn't I win the car? It sold for 400,000 yen. My bid was 500,000 yen. What's going on? And we're like, well, somebody outbid you at auction. And then the most common thing people will ask is, well, then why didn't they have to pay 501,000 yen or 505,000 yen?
People ask that?
Yeah. So, and the reason is because, like, we're not just going to...
Pocket money out of thin air.
Right, definitely not that, but also, like, we're not just going to boost up the price at auction to over
We
500,000.
can't bid against
yen.
ourselves.
Yeah, we cannot. But in this case, everyone who's a PCA customer benefits from this situation because if you are the highest bidder, you are not bidding against the person who bid 500,000 yen. You're bidding against the only other person who's outside the PCA ecosystem bidding on the vehicle.
And this has saved plenty of asses that people
Yeah.
don't realize because when
Yeah.
if it isn't a situation like you just explained and the 2 people bid and then it sells in between their bids, we never tell the other person that there was another bidder
Yeah.
on it. And so people are sometimes saving thousands of dollars because it turns
Yeah.
out that the person that was most wanting that car happened to be buying from us too.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that way.
Yeah. And usually people understand once we explain that situation, but it is unintuitive. To finish off that story, the person who bid 200,000 yen they will never find out that we had multiple people bidding on the same vehicle. We do not share anyone's bids publicly. Once you bid with us, we will confirm your bid. So if we get the bid for 700,000 yen first, and then the person comes in and bids for 500,000 yen, you will still get the same confirmation back to you that yes, your bid is confirmed at 500,000 yen, even though we know we have a higher bidder. We will not share the higher bidder's information, nor will we share your information.
I got a
All of your
question.
bids are private.
So, can you explain why we don't tell the person that had been outbid that they had been outbid in hopes that they're going to raise their bid up? So here's the
Right.
example. Someone bids 700, someone bids 500. Why don't we go to the person who bid 500 and then say, hey, we got another bid for 700. So if you want to win this, you got to bid over that.
Yeah, that's probably the second most common question we get. And the reason is we don't want to start a bidding war between people within PCA, but also because bids are private. Some people will say, you know, we have a bid for 700,000 yen. I'm bidding 500,000 yen. They'll say, well, if you had told me someone was bidding 700,000 yen, I either wouldn't have bid on the car or I would have increased my bid. No, the bids are private. We're not going to share that with you ahead of time. The only way you'll find out is if the vehicle sells for below your maximum bid price because we had a higher bidder than you. We're not starting okay, well, somebody's bidding 700,000 yen. Okay, I'll bid 750,000 yen.
Imagine this from a logistical point of view, right? If you now tell that person you were outbid, and then now they are like, okay, well, I'll bid an extra $50. Now you go to the other guy, you've been outbid. Okay, well, I'll add another $50.
Yeah.
And then it goes back and forth until somebody dekes out. This leads to us having a higher chance to actually win the car. So you would think as a company we would want to be making money over anything else. But it turns out to be a worse situation because it's likely going to happen that we are pushing a customer into overpaying for a car that they shouldn't have overpaid for.
Yeah.
Is one scenario. And then secondly, when does that end? The back and forth and back and forth. Well, you didn't get my email the 30 seconds before it was too late to bid on this. And so now I'm mad because I wanted to bid this much extra, but you couldn't get it in time. Meanwhile, we're sweating on the keyboard like, okay, well, we got another minute and a half for someone to get in this bid. Check that email. Okay, well, did we get that
So we're
yet?
going to do live bidding for customers against each other on the new auction tool.
So
Yeah, just
I'm kidding.
in order to manage that on our side, even if we thought it was the right thing to do, which we don't, it wouldn't logistically be fair for everybody as well. If you, at the end of the day, if you're bidding on a price for a car, that should be what you want to pay for the car. And if somebody else bid amount higher than that, then you should have bid a higher amount, but then you didn't.
So we will always tell customers, please give us your maximum bid amount, which is the maximum that you're happy to pay for the car. Above that, you walk away. If you're happy to walk away above that price, then you've selected your maximum bid appropriately. If you select a maximum bid of 500,000 and the car sells for 550,000, and then you think, oh, I would have paid 550,000. Well, then you should have given us your maximum bid of 550,000. This is fairly important when you're pricing a car at auction, and it relates to Greg's question, which says, also, if the car sells for 400,000 yen and you can't outbid yourself, who pockets the extra 300,000? The answer to that question is other exporters will pocket the 300,000.
The amount that this happens, I'm sure they're just licking those chops. Yeah, we got 2 bids in for this one.
This is
free money.
This is the most common way that exporters want to get free money. You bid 700,000 yen, the car really sells for 400. They say, great news, I saved you 150,000 yen. You won the car for 550,000 yen. You think, great. You guys are awesome. You saved me 150,000 yen. No, they pocketed an extra 150,000
So when
yen.
you were gone on your trip, I had to explain this to a customer, right? And so I explained it, and they were like, yeah, I get it, right? But you never really know how well that they get it.
Yeah.
The literal next car that they bid on that day, they ended up winning. They won it for 700, and they had bid 1.5 million, so almost
Wow.
twice the amount. I didn't want to rub it in their faces, but I was thinking, like, this is exactly what I was telling you about. Like, had it been anyone else, $7,000 payday, and the customer's none the wiser.
Yeah. So, but Greg, to really answer your question, there is no pocketing of the extra 300,000 yen. If you bid 700,000 and we win the car at auction for 400,000, 400,000 yen is your price. Likewise, if it's 500, 600, you only ever pay how much the car costs to win at auction. And we'll always show you the auction invoice if you ever doubt that. So feel free to.
let's go to the tier list. And what are you going to rate the semi see-through koala March?
Oh, I don't know how it happens. It seems to be already in there, and I don't think I can edit it.
The Japanese is called
think you
Koala no March, which
Max
is
has already put it in
Koala's
S tier,
March, like. Dun,
Oh.
dun, dun. I think Machi.
So
Probably.
I have a
Probably.
complaint about this, and to illustrate the complaint, I'll have to eat another.
Put it in your hand and
This-
lick it up.
This looks like a little like cushion with a picture of a koala. If these were actual koala shaped, like the package kind of leads you to. It doesn't
No, not
really. I
The first
guess,
time you
but-
bought one, you were like, "I'm not eating cartoons."
Yeah, and as a person from New Zealand, being
I
strongly opposed to the Australians,
I get it. Pull
the
the patriotism card.
personification of a koala and me being like,
That doesn't taste like a
Fantastic.
koala. We know things better than you guys.
Tier
Us
list,
New
speaks of
Zealanders are the
time.
best.
Please, contenance.
I originally
time.
wanted to put it as a C.
Longest
before I
episode
ate one,
ever.
but given the superior mouthfeel that I've experienced today, I would like to vote
Stop
for
using
B
that
tier.
term. I'll give it a B as well.
S.
Okay, it goes in B.
Can we at least do A?
No, this is the same thing that happened to me. Like Derek has the final ruling. Yeah, we're just peasants who have to follow the king's rule.
Maybe the chat or the comments. will
Koala no
support me.
March is not Choco Pie level. If anything, that Kit Kat deserves to go down one, but I thought that was really tasty
No,
that
the
day.
Kit Kat was good, but also the mushrooms should be higher.
Yes.
Or
and so
lower.
should Black Thunder. Black Thunder should be A.
Black Thunder's... Oh, we did Black Thunder. I think
Yeah.
Black Thunder B. It feels like a chocolate bar from a country that people can't afford chocolate bars, so it doesn't need to be as good.
I disagree. I think it's a fantastic mouthfeel of chocolate and crunch.
Okay. We have one final thing before we wrap up the show, and that is the outro song to the Cool JDM show. We're going to line up for you guys and have a listen. Every episode, we're going to be doing this in the outro, and it's a good time.
Wait a second. It's 30 seconds, and we need to be on the dot. And it's the first time of us doing this, so.
Am I going to be
So
able to
blame
hear
Max.
it?
Yeah,
if it
you
goes
should be
wrong.
able to hear it.
Okay. Is it on right now?
Okay,
There
so
it
the
is.
music's coming in, and the lyrics will come in soon. So please stick
I
around.
totally wasn't listening to Max. I
But
was
this
like,
is-
can we hear it? And he's
We
like,
have
no,
to say
you can't
goodbye
hear it now.
before the
And I
music
said,
starts, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you on?
Okay, so this is goodbye from us. The music will start very soon. We will fade out. Have a great week. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back next week.
Yeah.
Love the
You
bass
wanna
line.
say something?
Well, goodbye. So long. Cause we really gotta go. See you next week on the Cool JDM show.
But Abs,
What up?
I got so much on my plate.
Man, relax. Let me demonstrate. Put your headphones on and start multitasking. Listen to the show while running some laps. Then stretching your calves. Then go have a bath. Then let the cat out. Then let the cat back in. Then let it back out again. Then let
Yeah,
it.
we can move on from the cat thing, Abs. I get it.
Oh, really? Then get this, Mr. Smartass. You can also listen while attending an art class.
Damn, Abs, you did it again.
Yeah. Just don't forget to tell a friend. The Cool JDM show, the coolest around. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell the whole damn town. Tell the doctor, tell the nurse, tell the secretary, tell the librarian in the library. Tell the cop trying to give you a speeding ticket.
Officer, the Cool JDM show, don't miss it.
To which you'll reply, you're free to go, cause that podcast is so unbelievable.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone that I know
To tune in to the Cool JDM show.